Ellie, I haven't even spoken on stream yet. How are you? Oh my god, come here. Come here. You lazy dog. Ah, God, beautiful. Oh, I'm so sore. Here, come hang out with me for a bit. Let me switch scenes. Yo, what's up? Let's see if I can get... Restream's working. Oh, wait, full cam is closed. Let me fix this. Oh, I got the new chat working, finally. Yo, what's up, guys? Long time no see. I am tired. Woo, okay. Let me let my dog out. Hold up. Let me let Ellie out. I have coffee. I'm starting to make my coffee, so once my coffee is ready, Ellie's so mad we're not going out for a walk. I just woke up. Like, she's like, aren't we gonna go out on a walk? Oh my god, hold up, man. I look ugly. There's something wrong with my face right now. What's going on here? How you guys doing, man? Sorry, man. I took like what? I was streaming like 9 days. But for good reason. For good reason. Wait, hold up. Let me let Ellie out. I think Ellie wants to go out. One sec. Found my headphones. Hold up. Usually I always prep stream ahead of time, but I literally just woke up like 10 minutes ago. Look, I got stream right now in 10 minutes. Is that? Hold on, I gotta hurry up. Put on my headphones. Okay. I'm also live on Twitch now. Fucking finally, I figured Twitch out. Restream. I got restream working. Is there really no music playing? Hold up. I do hear music. Hold up. Oh, whoa, too loud, too loud. I can see. I think I put it too loud. Okay, we're good. Now, hold up. Let me get chat on screen. It works? There you go. Happy New Year's, everyone. Yeah, man, Happy New Year's. I know. Hell yeah, fucking Happy New Year's. I know it's already the 1st for some of you guys. It's still the 31st for me. Okay, hold up. I think we should get straight into sad news first. Okay, hold up, hold up. Nothing too crazy. I spoke with Small. I think that's her name. Small on Small. Let me pull it up. Am I seeing? I think I'm seeing her name right. Yeah, I spoke with Small because I wanted to know why she privated her Shadow Slave read-throughs. And basically, long story short, even though she had permission from the author, like Guilty 3 was cool with it. By the way, I think it's amazing that he like reached out to her. Even though he specifically gave permission and then reached out to Web Novel. What was it that she said? Like, long story short, Web Novel would only take action if her videos went like if they get like huge numbers, like big YouTuber numbers, or like I guess I don't know what's the way to say it. Like if it's like a huge as windmill channel like getting these views, then I guess Web Novel would take action. I'm like, shit, man, that's kind of It's like, why? Okay. But then it's like I don't show the chapters on screen. Oh wait, hold up. I haven't streamed in 10 days. I have to put the mic next to me. But then I'm like, wait, hold up. I've never showed the chapters on screen. Is that still okay? Even though like I'm reading everything word for word and then reacting to it. It's like, I don't know. Am I live? I think I'm live. I'm using my Restream chat now and not YouTube chat. So it's like, I don't know. As I keep talking, hold up. So it's like, I don't know if I make all Web Novel read-throughs private, at least in January, and then I reach out to Web Novel like, hey man, like, is there any way to get permission? And then once I get permission, I put them back. Just, I don't know. I feel like I'm stuck at a crossroads because the last thing I want to do is like eventually get the videos taken down. But like I know the videos aren't doing crazy views, but it's like the Billy re-uploads of LOTM are getting like, some are getting like 100,000 views. I'm like, shit, man, that's okay. That's a little viral, and I'm like, does that fit web novels quota? Like, hey, man, if you get this amount of views, then we have to take down the videos. But then it's like, the thing that worried me was the wording. They said, I mean, we have shown chapters on stream. Hey, never in a recorded video, Sam. I've been very, yeah, once if I remember, but I hope that gets buried in time. No, look, here's the thing. When I've accidentally showed the chapters on screen, the live stream gets privated and it never comes back. And the times I've shown them by accident on a recorded video, I've cropped them out. So the read-throughs, there is 0 chapters on screen. You are live, you're good? Bro doesn't want us to enjoy New Year's holiday. No. No, here's the thing. I'm still planning to at least read volume 1 of I still want to read all of Dark Continent on stream. Because it's like, if it's only 350 chapters, maybe web novel will kind of be lenient. Just the only thing that's wearing me are the Lord of the Mysteries read-throughs. Like in January, I kind of want to at least have the read-throughs private. Everything else will still be public, right? Just not the read-throughs. I have the read-throughs private, and then I reach out like, hey, is there any way to get permission? And then I literally write out everything. It's like, I've read everything on stream, but web novel. I haven't read the physical copies. Yeah, like I still want to read all the first arc. Yeah, I still want to read the first arc. Like I still want to finish that. Just the only thing that's wearing me right now are the Lord of the Mysteries read-throughs, because it's like, shit, man, bro, this is not Hunter Hunter. Hold up. So first of all, I got volume 2 of Lord of Mysteries, and I was like, let me read the fine print. I know this is this isn't the web novel version, but still, it says like, hey, let me show you. Hold up. I hope you guys can hear the music. I think it's too low. And also, I'll tell you guys also what I've been streaming right now. I've been trying to take my fitness a little bit more seriously, and I realize I'm so tired when I get back after like 9, 5, and then work. It says, look, let me show you. So it's like, I want to reach out. It's a scanning, upload, and distribution of this book without permission is a theft of the author's intellectual property. If you would like permission, which is what we need, to use the material from the book other than for review purposes, please contact the publisher. And I'm like, fuck, I should contact the publisher, man. But look, check it out. Look at that, dude. Fucking book 2. Book 2 came in yesterday, man. This is sick as fuck. And I really hope it doesn't feel like I'm stalling. I haven't streamed in like 10 days, man. I started working out again because, man, I'm gaining weight. It's bad. I'm getting fat. I'm going back to how I used to be. So I'm trying to take fitness a little bit more seriously. So it's like right now, the free time that I would have had streaming, I'm like, gosh, I need to work out. Easy, do you know someone is reading LTM that is not Wiz? Her name is Dara. No, I know. Yeah, she's reading it. Yeah, she's on volume 3 right now. I think the last time I clicked on the stream, I think she was sick. And her voice got so fucking deep by the end of her read-through. I'm like, damn, she is sick. She needs to go. She needs to rest. This was like over a month ago. Yeah. No, I think me and Wiz, we reached out to her when she started in case she needed help with anything. But look at that, dude. Yeah, so this, I think January, sometime in January. Because you stalled for 16 hours, you can do worse. Yeah, you're right, Amo. But look, here's the thing. There is another YouTuber that has read LTM before me. So I'm not the first person that did it. But this guy has never shown his face, never shown the chapter on screen. He just like, he talks very like, I guess, melancholy. Lord of Mysteries, chapter 1. There's one other person. And his videos have been up on YouTube a lot longer than mine. His videos from chapter 1 have been up for like at least 3 years. Is it this guy? Let me see if I can find him. I think it's the Real Lost Weeb. Hold up. Yeah, look, this guy. This guy has been doing it even farther back than me. Oh my god, I'm forgetting how to use OBS. Look at this guy. This guy has been doing it before me. Oh wait, this is not the same guy. This is somebody else. Oh no, never mind. Oh, he started doing this 3 months. Wow, hold the music is way too loud. Now I can't hear myself. Never mind. He started doing these. He started doing LTM 3 months ago. Never mind. Shit. I thought I saw somebody doing it 3 years ago. Okay, never mind. So we did do it first. All right, that's good. All right, hell yeah, man. We did do it first. All right, never mind. All right, let me turn on my light. And we're gonna be reading this. God damn. Yeah. So just think. Just be prepared. I think sometime in January, I might private the Lord of the Mysteries read-throughs. Only those videos, right? I don't want to do that though, man. And dude, I even asked our original moderator, like, hey man, what do you think? He's like, yo, bro. He's like, don't reach out for comment. It's like, dude, you're crazy. He's like, no, bro, just stay under the radar. It's like, no, that's the thing. I don't want to stay under the radar and then get discovered and be like, oh, man. You know, I don't want the videos. Because the thing that's scaring me, if her the LOTM2 wasn't that good, waiting for feedback, I remember hearing about the ending of some people in chat. Some people in chat were a little bit like, huh. And I don't want to know much. So, like, before I even read book 2, I want to make sure that I'm good with permission and everything. Like, that's the one thing I want to double check. But it's like, I think I'm gonna make a poll. I'll make a poll later on Discord. I know I've been live for 11 minutes. I haven't read anything, but we're gonna be reading a lot today. So we'll be reading like 4 hours. I got you guys. Don't worry. We're gonna make up for all the stalling right now. I just started your LOTM read-throughs. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool, dude. Wait, no, you see, now I feel bad. Now the thing that makes me feel bad, for people that like are just starting, the videos are gonna go like private and then they won't be able to finish it. But like the reason I want to private them, I don't want to get into like legal trouble in the future with web novel where like guilt tripping him. No, like I don't want like web novel bam to like, because the thing that scared me, the way it was worded, they said we'll take legal action. It's like, why legal action? Why not just say we'll strike the videos for copyright? It's like, I don't know, like the word legal action threw me off a little bit more. I feel like that word scared me more than just saying, oh, we'll take down the videos, right? I don't know. So it's like, I want to have the videos private, reach out for permission, and if they say yes, because I don't think it's gonna be quick, probably take like a month, right? If they say yes, bam, make the videos public, and then I can like, you know, like, hey, I mean, the videos are getting good amount of views, we're reaching out, and more people are discovering the Lord of Mysteries through this read-through / reaction where we don't show any chapters on screen, so when they want to read it, they can reach out and read it. I don't know, but it's like, I know Wiz's videos are still up, bro. It's gonna hit midnight in like 2 hours. Yo, really? Why you watching me, Sonny? Go party, bro. Web novel becoming no, it's like, no. Look, they're not censoring my videos. I want to do this the right way. Because the 10 days I wasn't live, I looked into it, man. Okay, so it's like, if a book is over 100 years old, then the licensing has already expired, and you can read those. Like, if you want to read a 100+ year old book on stream, you can go for it, apparently, because there's no licensing for it. I was like, all right. I just binged your Shadow Slave read-throughs. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Thank you, man. But I still plan at least finishing 350 chapters of Shadow Slave. Because I feel like if they take legal... Because, like, here's the thing. Even though they're getting good views, they're not getting, like, big views. I don't know. And, like, here's the thing. I don't know if we branch out and do other book stuff. Like, I'm almost done with Mistborn. Oh, no. Stream crashed. Did stream just crash? We're back. Okay. We're back. So it's like, I don't know. Let me go get my coffee. Because I've been wrapping my fucking brain around this for like a good week now. Since I spoke with Small. We spoke about this on the 23rd. We spoke about this before Christmas. And I think I reached out before. I reached out on the 20th. So I've been thinking about this for a few days. I'm like, shit, man, I don't want the videos to get taken down. First live reaction? Yo, let's get good, bro. What's up? You're almost done with Stormlight? Dude, I've been hearing good. That was some interesting lag. I know. Oh my god. Let me go get my coffee, and hopefully the lag sorts out. Let me go get my coffee. One sec. I'll be right back. Oh shit! For Shadowslave, maybe ask the author since he already supported Small to help with web novel. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I want to reach out like specifically to the publisher web novel for permission. Like that. That's like my goal, right? And she kind of broke it down for me. Like, yeah, like author can have full licensings, but like if they're branching out to Amazon, then they no longer have full licensings. And since Lord of the Mysteries has a Lord of Mysteries thing on Amazon, I'm like, shit, that kind of falls in line with what she explained to me and what I've been reading online. So it's like I feel like I should reach out for permission, and I don't know, see what happens. Because last thing I want to do is have the channel get taken down, right? I've been getting the new physical book released at LTM. Do you know if there are content differences? It's just not necessarily content differences, but just names are different. Yeah, just, some of their names are reworded, and also fucking the Fool's honorific name is different, and also Evernight's is different. At least from what I've looked at, it's so weird that they like change it. I don't know if it should be more grammatically correct. I don't know, but let's get reading. Let's get reading. So we start off with the bad news. Well, it's not necessarily bad news. There's light at the end of the bridge, right? Like, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like, the video should come back if we get permission. And if not, we just start doing, like, I don't know, like, other I don't know. Like, what do other YouTubers do for Lord of Mysteries? Like, what do YouTubers do for Lord of Mysteries videos? Like, what do they do? It's not. No, it's not bad news. Not really. It's not bad news. It's still good news. There's light at the end of the tunnel, man. All right, let me get the music playlist going. Hold up. Let me pull up the Shadow Slave playlist. Give me a sec. And then I need to pull up the chapters. Hold up. I also haven't opened it. Oh my god. I watched the entire video on like everything wrong with Game of Thrones season 8. And I'm like, why am I watching this? It's like, oh, why did I private my Soul Forge reaction? What the fuck? I should unprivate that. Hold up. Try to find my music playlist. Found it. We're good? It's playing? Alright, now let's get reading. Let me pull up the chapters. Holy shit, man. My fucking throat. Okay. Pull up my note tab. Yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day, by the way. It's last day of the year. Oh my god. New year next year. Fuck, man. It's crazy. Anybody have any New Year resolutions or what? Talk to me, talk to me. You guys have New Year resolutions? Anybody have New Year resolutions? I feel like people have to have at least one, right? Mine is just working out again. Alright, hold up. Let me pull up the chapters. Shadow Slave. Okay. We got it. The last thing I remember, I'm on chapter 106, correct? We read 95 to 105. First time caught up streaming. Always on clips before. Yo, dude, what's up, Lego? Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Hell fucking yeah. Let me make sure I got the last... Let me make sure I'm on the right chapter. The last one I read was 109, so we're on 110. Happy New Year's from Germany, by the way. Yo, that's so fucking crazy, dude. Hey, I've been in Germany once, so I love your guys' place. It looks super cool. 109. All right, finish Olotim and Shadow Slave. Hell yeah. Next couple of chapters are my favorite from Forgotten Shore. All right. Let's go, dude. Let's start. Hey, also, next week, last bit of stalling, I am going to be reacting to some anime coming out. I'm going to react to Fate Strange Fake. That's on the 3rd. On the 8th or 10th is Free Ren and JJK. Those are, I think, the 3 I'm going to react to. Those are the 3. Those are the 3 I'm going to react to. Why am I starting the recording coughing? Are you guys ready? Are you guys excited for more Shadow Slave? Chapter, I was about to say 1,000. Chapter 110, bro. It is time to resume Sunny's journey after taking some Christmas time off. But now we're back, and we keep reading. Now, first, let me find my place and have all our timestamps correct, and then we'll keep reading. One sec. Let me look into this. So if you like what you're going to see, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I'm trying to get used to the new Restream chat. I don't know what chat to look at. There's a Twitch chat. It's a lot slower than YouTube chat, but then the Restream chat kind of fuses everything together. So I feel like I should be looking at this instead. Always Happy New Year's from Egypt. What? That's insane, man. That's crazy. Where are you guys from, man? Anybody have any New Year resolutions? I'm telling you, man. I hope you guys have some New Year resolutions and we see them through together. 2, 3, 4, 5. And also, remember how when we finished the season 1 finale of Lord of Mysteries and the book finale is like, yo, we're doing this for 10 years? I feel like the only way for me to do this for 10 years and do all those reacts is if the channel doesn't get deleted. So for the channel to not get deleted, I feel like I need to at least private the web novel read-throughs and then reach out for permission. I feel, and then it's like that way we can still keep doing the videos. Oh my god, me and Wiz have not talked about volume 7 and 8. Fucking shit, I gotta reach out for that. I am sorry. India, Egypt, France? That's crazy. That's fucking insane. Remove brand? Is there a Restream brand on screen? No. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna put on my glasses. Okay. Let me fix this. By the way, how far is Daira or Daria? Am I saying it right? If the videos are private until you get permission, maybe share the links on Discord. It would be a stretch for them to take any action for something not immediately accessible on YouTube. Yeah, what I was thinking, just keeping unlisted, not necessarily private. Maybe just keep them unlisted. So it's like if you're just Google searching it, you won't see it. But only for people that are currently watching it, they'd be able to get access to it. If that makes any sense, I think that can work. Let me mute my mic for no apparent reason. Now the mic has been unmuted for no apparent reason. We're on 110. Don't ask why it was muted for no apparent reason. Ah, shit. Timestamps. Also, man, I've been playing a shitload of fucking Arc Raiders. It is such a fucking good game. I don't got time for multiplayer games, man. I usually play single player games. But, man, Arc Raiders is fucking fun. I'll be grinding that fucking game right now when I was taking a little time off. Restream brand is in the thumbnail. Oh, I can get rid of that. Because YouTube lets you change your thumbnails. Let me do that. One sec. So it does have the restream thumbnail. Okay. Yeah, man. Also, Mistborn is getting really good right now. Oh, yeah. I guess it just stays. Shit. So I'd have to upgrade to their thing to get rid of that? Whatevers. Oh, wait. No, I can still change the thumbnail. Hold up. Yeah, I can change it super quick. I just have to download the thumbnail from the last stream. Save it. And then just update my thumbnail. Remember to change the chapter numbers? I got you, I got you. Oh my god, thank you. We've been gone for a few days. And I almost forgot how to stream. Yo, by the way, have you guys been seeing that daycare scam that's going on in like Chicago or something? Fucking crazy. And I was over here like, yo, isn't light novel historian from Chicago? Is like, bro, like, yo, bro, I need you to go scout out. Like, what's going on over there, man? Fuck. It's good enough. Ellie, is that you barking outside? What's up, girl? Then I edit and I change the thumbnail right here live so we can get rid of that watermark. Oh, the watermark still stays? Whatevers. Okay, watermark is there. Looking up easy. Oh, I can't see the actual emoji right there on Restream. That's the one thing I can't see. Worst case scenario, keep the videos back up and upload them on Discord. Yeah, and that's the other thing. When I have everything private, I must start downloading all the videos. I'm gonna download everything. That way I have everything archived. Yeah, that's my goal. That's my goal. But I'm sorry I'm spending so long talking about that. I wanted to clear that up with you guys. Remember, change the chapter numbers. Yeah, we got that. We got that. Oh my god, I've been shaved, so I'm like, look, it's looking gross right now, man. Let's get fucking reading. Okay, maybe I can read for 3 hours, but let's keep going. All right, chapter 110. Sunny stared at the Shadow Saint dumbfounded. Oh, yeah. We were on this part. The storm of emotions that the destruction of the tower shield had produced was still tugging on his heartstrings. Why am I salivating? Why the fuck am I... Dude, when I read Mistborn out loud, I wasn't salivating. What the fuck, man? Is it a streaming thing? I think it's like a mental thing. Not knowing how to process all of this, he simply blinked a couple of times and said in a flat tone, huh. So let me get this straight. He gave the shield to his pet monster, hoping that she would be able to use it. And she did, sort of. It's just that instead of wielding the memory, she ate it. Oh yeah, she ate, or like she destroyed it in front of him. He's like, why would you do that? Suddy hesitated for a few moments, wondering if he had finally lost it, but no, the echo of the spell's voice was still resounding above the dark waters, whispering the same phrase over and over again. Stone Saint has grown stronger. With a heavy sigh, Sunny summoned the runes and found a description of the shadow. Down at the very bottom of it, the runes were slightly changed. Shadow fragments is 2 out of 200. Oh, because it absorbed the memory. Is that why?
A wild gleam appeared in his eyes. Two fragments had received the memory of the tower shield after slaying a particularly hardly Wraith, who, despite its frightening appearance, had turned out to be merely an awakened monster. For killing Sunny himself, he had received 4 shadow fragments. But that was because of his own shadow core was dormant, and as much as he always got double the reward in battles against the creatures of the higher ranks, 2 for each soul shard that an awakened creature possessed. I forget. So each, depending on the rank, you get different amounts. Got it. The Stone Saint was such a creature herself, so it was logical to assume that she would not receive the same treatment. The tower shield had come from a monster with 2 awakened cores, so she received 2 fragments for consuming its memories, which meant that with a fire of excitement burning in his eyes, Sunny hurriedly summoned another memory. A disgusting eye with a menacing vertical pupil appeared from the dissipating brightness of the descending sphere of light. The eye came from a basilisk-like creature that Sunny had killed a few weeks ago. To survive the battlefield, to survive the battle, he had to fight it with his own eyes closed, relying solely on the shadow sense to move through the rubble and dodge the attacks of the deadly beast. In the end, he had beheaded the vile thing with a slash of his swift blade seconds before being ripped apart by its claws. It was a fine test for the nascent combat skill. Sadly, the memory came with none of its powers that an actual beast had possessed. It was only capable of producing a harmless beam of red light, which could only be used for creating lighting? What? At least in any case, Sunny, who could see in the dark. Grabbed by the eye, he held it out of the Stone Saint to take. Wow, I cannot read. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. That's so weird. I haven't read in like 10 days, like on stream. It's going to take a chapter, but we'll bounce back. The shadow grasped the disgusting thing, brought it to his chest, and then crushed it to her armed fist. Once again, the memory distinguished into the countless tiny sparks of the ethereal light, which were then absorbed by the darkness hiding inside the elegant creature's body. Stone Saint has grown stronger. For next, you get 2x, so rank 2 gap will give you 4x. Rank is higher, so it gives you 2x less. Oh, thank you, Vile. Understandable. Sunny grinned, then threw his head back and laughed. So that's how it was. The shadows fed on memories. They consumed them to receive power. Just like he killed the nightmare creatures to consume the remnants of the shadows. To make sure, he glanced at the runes again and saw exactly what he had expected to see. Shadow fragments, 3 out of 200. All right, we got another one. Tier 1 Awakened Memories, 1 fragment makes sense. Giddy with anticipation, Sunny summoned the next memory. A bulky suit of rusty plate armor appeared from the sphere of light and hovered in the air in front of him, the one he had received after burning the tower nest of monsters, flesh-devouring termites to the ground. Creating a bonfire in the absolute darkness of the forgotten shore night was a dangerous endeavor, but he had hoped to receive hundreds of shadow fragments by eviscerating the whole swarm of these tiny gluttonous creatures. Judging by the amount of bones littering the ground around the nest, there was a real plague. Sadly, the entire colony had turned out to be a single demonic being, landing him only 6 fragments. He even had to retreat without collecting the soul shards. Oh, we left them behind. From the smoldering remains of the hives, scared away by the approach of several fallen horrors, that he had been attracted by the bright flames. The memory was of little consolation, since his own puppeteer shroud was superior to it in all regards. But now, finally, it could be of use. The Stone Saint devoured the armor just like that, just like she had devoured the over 2 memories. Wow. After this chapter, we'll bounce back. Once again, the spell announced that the shadow monster had grown stronger. The runes changed again. Shadow fragments, 6 out of 200. And now what I'm realizing, she has a smaller like pool, right? Because Sunny had 1,000 shadow fragments, but then only the Saint has 200. Every time the numbers changed, Sunny felt a deep sense of satisfaction. His menacing stone knight was becoming more fearsome with each second. He suspected the gambling addicts felt something similar. Tell me about it. I play gacha games. He suspected that the gambling addicts felt something similar in the throes of a rare winning streak. Yep. Tell me about it. I remember those moments. Caught in the moment, he grasped the next memory, but then stopped and stared at the small silver bell that lay silently in his hand. This one was the first memory he had ever received, barely holding on to life in the bitter cold and terror of the first nightmare. It was the weakest memory he had, but also the most meaningful. Sunny had killed one human to receive, and had used it to kill another. The silver bell was a reminder. With the bleak eyes, he read the runes. I feel like the bell is going to come back another day, right, in the future, and it's gonna like come in clutch, dude. With bleak eyes, he read the runes that shimmered in the lightless emptiness of his soul, a small memento of a long lost home, which once brought its owner comfort and joy. Suddenly drained of the excitement that had been consuming him just a few moments ago. Sunny sighed heavily and dismissed the memory. There's a dark expression on his face. Glancing at the motionless Shadow Saints, he turned away. That's enough for today. What a long day. I think I'll go to sleep now. Leaving the soul seat. Oh, he has a soul seat. Yep, I'm remembering. He stood silently for a few minutes and slowly walked to his bed and fell on it. Dismissing the puppeteer shroud, Sunny wrapped himself in his blanket and closed his eyes. He was so tired. All right, next fucking chapter, man. Let's keep going. I'm trying to get used to it because now I have OBS on top rather than the bottom. I think we're okay. I think that's fine right there. Yeah, that's good right there. Hold up. Let me minimize this a little bit. Okay, we're good. Then I have to update this. I hate how I have my monitors stacked. I wish I had the space for this. How long are you going to be here? But forgetting shadow fragments is harder. Memories are very rare. No, yeah, I remember we did talk about that before. That they are. What the fuck? That was 6 minutes? That was a super short chapter. I felt like I put 6L49. No. 649. Let me paste the chapter title. Sip my coffee and let's keep reading, man. Yeah, like I still feel confident finishing Forgotten Shore without having to private them right away, since I'm not reading the whole thing, because I want to read the webcomic when it comes out sometime next year. I'm kind of worried. And it's like, I mean, Wiz's videos are still up, Dara's videos are still up, so it's like, I know it's like they're not getting taken down right now, but just to avoid that in the future, you know, and without getting the channel taken down, I want to like sort this out first. So I think they'll temporarily be down until we can kind of sort that out. But chapters updated. Yes, we're good. Let's go. Chapter 111, chapter 111 is called, I didn't even read the chapter title. 110 was called Memento, and 111 is called Lesser Creature. Sunny woke up from the oppressive feeling that drowned the whole world. The sunset was drawing near, and with it, the abyssal shadow of the Crimson Spire had once again fallen on the cursed city. The distant spire could be seen from anywhere in these somber ruins, lumbering over the Forgotten Shore like an ethereal dark omen. It was I cannot read this word already. Wow. It was cyclophene and unimaginably high, with its roots growing from the endless sea of the crimson coral and its peak lost somewhere beyond the veil of the great clouds. In these past few months, Sunny had gotten accustomed to its presence and learned not to pay it any attention. Thinking about the spire was a sure road to madness. After all, somewhere inside of the inconvincible structure lay their only hope of ever returning home. And hope was a poison. Yawning, Sunny stood up and stretched his arms. His good mood, which had momentarily lost for some strange reason, was already returning. Now that he had some time to put the events of the previous night into perspective, he understood even more clearly how amazing his luck had been recently. The acquisition of the Stone Saint and her following transformation into Shadow were nothing short of miraculous. His life was about to change for better. However, Sunny had to think things through thoroughly. He was in uncharted waters in regards to how to cultivate his pet monster. It's weird calling the saint a pet monster, okay? However, Sunny had things to think of through thoroughly. He was in uncharted waters regarding how to cultivate his pet monster. It's like a Pokemon, man. The saint is like a Pokemon. The initial excitement he felt after realizing Shadow Saint was capable of consuming memories to collect shadow fragments was gone. In its place, there was now a series of uncomfortable questions. Sunny had spent somewhere around 6 months on the Forgotten Shore, and all that time he had only been able to collect 3 memories that were suitable to be fed to the shadow, given her mere 6 shadow fragments. With the current speed of progress, he would have to wait for 16 full years to see his labor bear fruit and find out what exactly was going to happen once the Stone Saint had accumulated all 200 shadow fragments that the runes demanded. No, I feel like once we start killing stronger enemies, we'll level up quicker. Good night, you old man. Happy New Year's to you, dude. Even among the elite Gunlang's armies, I'm saying that wrong. It's not Gunlang. Gunlong. Fucking shit, man. Even among the elite, I'm gonna read it as it's spelled right now. Even among the elites of the Gunlang's army, there was no one who had survived on the Forgotten Shore for more than 10 years. The king of the castle himself had only been here for 8 and only lived long in large part due to luck. Granted, Sunny's battle ability was grown dramatically once the Deadly Stone Saints was added to its equation, but still it was too long. He had to think of something. Gun log. Thank you. While he was doing the math, Sunny's eyes fell on the iron chest and stored his painstakingly accumulated fortune of the soul shards. Distracted, he froze for a few moments and hesitantly approached the chest and stared at its lid. By the standards of the Forgotten Shore, he was an incredibly rich man. His fortune could buy him a lot of things in the castle, for comparatively simple to increasingly rare and hard to come by. Some of the things that could be easily bought in the pits of despair he didn't even want to think about. What interested him the most, however, was the possibility of acquiring a large amount of memories. Powerful memories with useful enhancements were not enchantments, not enhancements, enchantments. I'm going to drag Gunlog till 2026. No. It's Gunlog. I got it. But he didn't really care about the quality. Since the Stone Saints could get the same amount of fragments from the most useless memories, all he needed was quantity. If he were to spend all his shards, her power would instantly leap by a considerable amount. In the future, he would be able to cultivate the shadow and double the speed to half of the materials coming from the memories. He would be able to acquiring from slaying monsters. The other form of the memories he would be buying with the soul shards the monster had left behind that would potentially reduce the overall time frame to a somewhat sensible period. However, there was a big problem with this plan. What? Well, they won't let him? Once Sunny began to spend a large number of soul shards, he would inevitably draw a lot of attention. He would draw a lot of attention, okay. Dealing with random daredevils who would try to rob him while not pleasant, was not a big problem, but if Gunlog himself were to become interested in his exploits, that would spell disaster. And then there was Nephis, whose presence made any sort of planning futile for reasons that only she and Sunny knew. What the fuck happened, man? We still don't know what was their fallout. Everyone else seemed to be blind and deaf to the truth, which was the source of the problem. Sunny frowned and turned away from his chest. I might come back to this idea later, but first I'll have to check if consuming memories is the only way for his shadow to grow stronger. He still wanted to know if the Stone Saint could absorb shadow fragments by slaying nightmare creatures just like he could. Okay, that's a good experiment. Sometime later, Sunny was cautiously moving through the stone maze of the Forsaken City. Able to become one with the shadows, he had a certain advantage over anyone else who would dare to explore these cursed ruins in the absolute darkness of the night. However, even if he were always just one step away from death, attracting the attention of the real masters of the streets, the fallen creatures who dwelled here from the ancient times would be the end of him. Sunny had no illusions about that. Humans only survived here by learning to avoid the fallen ones and seek out weaker monsters to hunt. There weren't a lot of leisure creatures who were able to secure a foothold in the cursed city, so hunting them was always dangerous. Nevertheless, that was what Sunny had made it into his profession, and that was what he was doing now. Finally, he reached the area where he had observed a particular creature in the past. Surprisingly, Sunny was intimately familiar with this type of monster. After all, one of them had almost cost him his life in the past. Somewhere around this particular street, a lone Carpus Cintron had made its lair. Climbing atop a tall stone column, Sunny stood motionlessly in the darkness and waited for his prey to appear. Time moved excruciatingly slowly, but a good hunter had to have a lot of patience. His dark eyes peered the veil of the night, observing the ghostly ruins. 1 hour passed, and another. Sunny waited. Soon his patience was finally rewarded. From the deep darkness of one of the toppled buildings, a familiar hulking shape appeared in all its menacing beauty. The Carpus Cintron stepped onto the cobblestones, his black carapace decorated with crimson patterns. 2 terrifying bone scythes scraped against the stone. Sunny smiled. The Carpus Cintron only had time to take a single step before 2 crimson flames suddenly ignited the deep shadows that consumed the ruined streets. Then a graceful stone knight stepped onto the darkness, raised her shield, and rested the blade on her sword on its rim. Whiffs of ghostly gray fog were seeping out from under her armor, a strange dark radiance emitting from her skin. I'll remember this. So she radiates gray fog? The darkness around seemed to move as though wanting to embrace her like a dark mantle. The 2 monsters, once massive and savage, once small and steadfast, froze opposite of each other, and then all hell broke loose. These fucking cliffhangers, man. It's so funny. You guys are so right, dude. Cammy Easy is deleting L10 videos. No, we're not deleting. I'm gonna get jumped, Cammy. Oh my god, wait, you didn't hear. No, I'm not deleting them. No, I want to... Look, Cammy, I was thinking about privating them and reaching out for permission. Because I spoke to Small, and she privated all her Shadow Slave videos, and I wanted to know why she privated them. And yeah, man, it's like, the author gave her permission, but Web Novel was like, we'll only take action if the videos go viral. And I'm like, shit, I'm gonna get jumped by the 30-day LTM break is over. No, I know it's over. And I'm like, that's the thing, man. I want to, I don't know if I'm gonna start LTM right away. I want to get permission from Web Novel first and be like, hey man, is it cool if I read and react without showing the chapters? Like, I want to get permission first. Because Small took down her videos because she's like, well, I don't want the channel to get. You saw Cuttlefish photo together? I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. Like 2 goats together. I saw people in the comments, 2 fucking mid artists. Like, shit the fuck up. These guys fucking are doing 1,000+ chapters. I'm like, it's good to some people. It's like, stop being so negative, bro. No, I know. I know. I know I'm not just reading it. We're reacting to it. But since there isn't enough of a big sample pool to see if it's still like legit. No, I know all that. Like, that's why I've always been doing this day one. I don't show chapters that have music, and then like I still talk about the chapters when I'm done. So I'm like, so hopefully it's not just like re-uploading or redistributing, but I want to reach out for permission, because we already know one case where Web Novel told another YouTuber like, well, we'll only take action if they get a lot of views. And I'm like, shit, man, the people that are re-uploading my videos on Bilibili, some of them got like 100,000 views, and I'm like, shit, like, would they take action then? Like, if Tencent sees that and then they reach out to Web Novel like, hey, you gotta find this person. I don't know, man. I don't know. So it's like, I'm gonna have them unlisted temporarily. Reach out for permission. Otherwise, you don't do it on stream and make reviews videos. Yeah, that's the thing. And then if they say no, then we'll just have to do it another way where we just talk about it. Yeah, like we just have to have like really long reviews or something. Like, yeah, I that's like the only way I can think of doing it. Like, we do reviews, and like what I can probably still do, I can probably still record myself reading them. So whenever there's like a good moment where I cry or something, I can like splice it into the review. Pro's gonna have a hit put on him. Yeah, and like that's the thing. I don't want to hit on me, dude. Because Billy, they're getting a lot of views, man. I'm like, shit, man, they're getting more views in here. So like, I'm pretty sure Tencent is gonna see those videos like, oh, look at this foreigner. Like, wait a minute, we can't do that. So it's like, I don't know. And no, it's like, it's not that it is. Like, I get it. It's like, is it cool that they do it? No, but like, do they have like every legal reason to do it? Yeah. Like say for example, if I go big and I'm like, yeah, fuck LTuber, fuck Shadow Stuff, they're like, oh, we don't want that, and then they take the videos down. Like, I get that. Like, I get why they do it, but like, should they do it? No. Web Novels are, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, I want to reach out for permission. Like, I want to do it like the good way first, because I don't want to run into any problems in future and then get the channel deleted. Because I still want to react to the Shadow Slave web novel. I still want to react to the LTM web novel, however long that takes. And then stream went missing after reading web novel. Streamer went missing after reading web novel. You see, I don't want that to be a title. So like, I want to get permission, and then I think we'll be okay. We'll be okay. And if not, we'll just have to do reviews. Like when we did our volume discussions with Wiz, right? Which I still need to do the 7-8 one with him. Shit, I haven't reached out to him. It's like, it's been Christmas, holidays, the New Year's, like literally in a few hours. And like, oh man, that one strike traumatized easy. And yeah, dude, I've already had one strike in the past. Nah, bro, they treat their authors and they act like this when others talk about it. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I wouldn't know. I haven't looked into it. But if that happens, shit, man. Now, if they're like, if that's true, Cammy, and they're like that, dude, what do you think they're gonna do to me? They're gonna blip me off YouTube, man. So I want to get permission, and I wasn't never gonna do anything until I reached out to Small, because I was like, shit, man. I remember she read like 1,400 chapters, and then she just took it down. But it's like, she showed the chapters on stream, I think, and it's like, that's why I was talking to her, like, yo, man, what happened? Like, am I okay? Like, what should we do? Or like, and then she kind of like broke it down, and I was like, okay. And then after, I was like, I should probably reach out for permission. A prime example is G3. I don't know what happened though. We'll probably look into it. Do I want to look into it? Hey, this is only happening in the live stream, okay? No, we don't talk about anything bad. We love web novel. Everybody say it. We love web novel. We love them. We love them. We love, say it with me. We love web novel. I don't want any bad blood, guys. Hold up. Let me get permission. I'm trying to get permission here. Hold up. I don't want any bad blood. I love them. We're homies. We love we love web novel. Okay, there you go. Say it with me. No bad blood. We love them. I need permission here. I know I got you. Let's get back to reading. Yeah, before I start yapping forever, because you guys know I can yap forever. All right. Timestamp. We are on 112. Yeah. But I feel like it's important talking about this, right? Just so the chapters don't get deleted. You have to say Baka at the end. It's not like I like you or anything, Baka. 1358. Let's get reading. Yeah, man. But like, I think when I'm finished doing reading Mistborn, I think I'm gonna do like, I don't know. Maybe we can do like book videos. Like I can, yeah. Like I think I can start doing like actual physical book videos. I don't know. I'll think about it. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. Oh, there's a comment, a spoiler. I didn't read it. No, it's okay. We're good. All right, 112. Chapter 112 is called Duel of the Monsters. All right, let's keep going. Just like in the battle against the two fallen beasts, the Stone Saint attacked first. Striking her sword against the rim of the shield twice, she dashed forward without fear or hesitation. Of course, Sunny was not sure if the shadows were even capable of feeling fear. The Carapace Centurion reacted swiftly and savagely, yet no fear, lunging at her in a furious onslaught of the adamantine chitin and jagging blades. My voice. In front of this towering creature, Shadow Saint looked meagerly and slight. The two monsters collided in the middle of the street. A small shockwave spread outwards from the point of their impacts. Dust and small pieces of gravel were sent flying through the air. Sunny watched the battle with vigilant eyes. He suspected that these two nightmare creatures were somewhat equal in terms of power. The Centurion was much bigger and heavier, the impenetrable carapace making it especially deadly a deadly adversary. All carapace creatures were unnaturally tough and strong. It also had the advantage of reach and mass. The Shadow Saint was equally as resilient due to her heavy armor and stone-like nature. Despite her small frame, the graceful knight possessed a stunning amount of strength. Sunny also had to keep reminding himself that she was not actually human. And as being made of stone weighed much more than a human would, the disadvantage of her scythe was bridged by the disadvantage of her size was bridged by battle awareness and skill, making the outcome of the fight unpredictable. However, that was only true if he had failed to account for the dark embrace of his shadow. With its reinforcement, the Stone Saint was unimaginably more powerful. Hold up. There's a fight. There's a fight going on. What am I doing? Let's get some fucking battle music up here. Too loud? I'll keep it low. Yeah, hold up. Battle. Yeah, you're right. The stalling is why they haven't done any action. Well, he stalls long enough. Maybe we shouldn't take him down. Thank you for the reassurance, Sam. However, that was only true if he had failed to account for the dark embrace of his shadow. With its reinforcement, the Stone Saint was unimaginably more powerful. Sunny was pretty sure that the Centurion stood no chance. Meanwhile, the two monsters were entwined in a ferocious battle. The Shadow Saint withstood the onslaught of the bone scythes by bashing one away with her shield, invading the others. Not losing her momentum, she brought the shield down and slammed the edge into the Centurion's carapace, causing the hulking creature to stagger. The force of the impact, if it's a 2-second fight, we'll probably take it off right now. The force of the impact was so grievous that it sent cracks running through the impregnable carapace. Sunny marveled aside, congratulating himself on the decision not to test the augmented monster's strength on himself. Using the opening that she had created, the Stone Saint... Oh, you're right. I remember he tested her punching him before she became a shadow. Yeah. The Stone Saint twisted her torso and delivered a backhand blow at the boss of the shield, striking the same spot again. The already damaged chitin plate splintered, revealing the soft flesh beneath. A moment later, she was already moving to evade the fierce retaliation of the savage carapace creature. The graceful... Oh my god, I scrolled down too much. Sunny marveled aside, congratulating himself on the decision not to test the augmented monster's strength on himself. Using the opening that she had created, the Sun Saint twisted her torso and delivered a backhanded blow with the boson on the shield, striking the same spot again. The already damaged chitin plate splintered, revealing the soft flesh beneath. A moment later, she was already moving to evade the fierce retaliation of the savage carapace creature. The graceful knight was miserly? Miserly. I've never read that word. The graceful knight was miserly in her movements, dodging each strike with measured precision. Although Sunny was only a novice in the art of combat, he had learned enough to be able to recognize that the hints of a distinct battle style in how the Sun Saint fought. Her whole technique was based in simplicity and economy of movements, each action calculated and efficient, combining her blocks, dodges, and deflections with a grounded footwork and the well-timed riposts. The Shadow was able to create a stark contrast between defense and offense, the former being sold and indomitable, the latter abrupted and inevitable. It was very different from the flowing and unpredictable style that Nephis had used and that he himself had been taught. Only now did Sunny realize that the basic katas and forms had practiced were, in fact, very unique and unusual. Where did his fighting style come from? This was a lot to consider here, both in terms of how to improve his current technique and how to incorporate new elements into it. However, that was a task for the future. Right now, he was more interested in the outcome of the fight. The Sun Saint was already suppressing her monstrous enemies. A few of the sentry's legs were either broke or severed, streams of azure blood gashing out of the turbo wounds. However, it was still resisting fiercely, but no matter how enraged it became, the silent and menacing poise of the graceful Shadow Knight was much more terrifying. Just at that moment, the Shadow Saint sidestepped a downward slash on the Centurion's sides and pinned it under her greave. Using her weight to immobilize the enemy's weapon, she delivered a vicious blow with the rim of her shield and shattered the bone blade into pieces. The carapace monster screeched, dazed by the loss of its scythe, and immediately tried to eviscerate the loathsome little fiend with the remaining one. However, he was a fraction of a second too late. With one side of its body left defenseless, the Sun Saint now had much more space to attack. Deflecting the scythe with its shield, she dashed forward and lashed out with an upward slash. So fucking cool, dude. I like how the fights are kind of worded, dude. It's pretty easy to follow so far. Deflecting the scythe of the shield, she dashed forward and lashed out with an upward slash, severing it near the joint. Continually the motion, she then stepped through the rain of the azure blood and mercifully thrust her sword into the opening of Centurion's armor that had been created by her at the start of the fight. The stone blade pierced through the flesh of the monsters and devastated its spine. The force of the blow was so immense that the tip of the sword broke through the chitin of the Centurion's... Oh wait, the sword broke. Oh wait, no, it broke through the chitin of the Centurion's back. Pulling the sword out from the dying creature's body with a sharp motion, the Shadow Saint shook the blood off the blade. Such a fucking badass, dude. Then she indifferently stepped back and froze, seemingly turning into a dark, motionless sculpture. Only the crimson fire still burning in her ruby eyes betrayed the shadow while alive. Sunny held his breath, waiting for the spell to speak. Soon he heard a faintly familiar voice. You have slain an awakened monster, Carapace Centurion. I swear, if we only get one, I feel like we need more now at this point. Your shadow grows stronger. Slightly disappointed, he summoned the runes and checked the numbers of shadow fragments. Oh, we have a lot. Shadow fragments is 307 out of 100. Wait, no, we evolved her when he was at 400. My bad, not 200. 93 left to 400, he thought automatically. Then, just to be sure, Sunny glanced at the description of the Sun Saint. Shadow fragments 6 out of 200. So, just like with the echoes, the killing performed by the shadow benefited her master instead of the monster herself. It seemed as though consuming memories was truly... Oh, this is such a fucking... This is going to be such a long way to level up the shadow. It seemed as though consuming memories was truly the only way to feed the Sun Saint. Sunny frowned. Well, that complicates things. That complicates this shit by a lot. Oh, it's going to be so slow to level her up, bro. Unless we come across like some crazy ass gacha rates and we come across like a chasm just filled with hundreds of memories, oh, it's going to be a while. The taste of Stone Saint isn't bad. Oh, it ain't that bad, bro. Hey, all I'm going to say, man, I would treat her to a fancy date. She is such a badass, bro. I love her. I love the Sun Saint. I would love to treat her out to like some breakfast or something. God damn, man. She's amazing. She's fucking menacing and amazing. She made me go like, yes, ma'am. She made me like, yes, ma'am. Don't worry, I'm not stalling. We're just updating. If she told me to do something, I'll be like, yes, ma'am. Like, oh, you want me to be the stay-at-home husband? Yes, ma'am. Oh, you paying the bills? Yes, ma'am. Whatever you say goes, my queen. Let's fucking keep reading, dude. All right, let's paste this bad boy right here. Chapter 113. Like, yes, fucking ma'am, dude. I've seen those videos where like female trainers, they'll punch a bag and it cuts to a guy just cleaning the house. It's like, yep, that'd be me. That'd be me. Like, yes, ma'am. Like, she is the man of the house in this situation. 113. Soul cores are a currency. Capitalism. Imagine the... No. She's not watching. No, she's not watching. She's working right now. So I know she ain't watching me say that. All right, timestamp. Dark Well. All I know is book 2 of Mistborn is called The Well of Ascension. Look at that. All right, everything's updated. We're good. All right, next chapter. I gotta show you guys my new Lord of the Rings shirt, man. It looks sick as fuck. All right, chapter 113 is called Dark Well. All right. After Shadow State had ruthlessly eviscerated the Carapace Citron and wait a sec, Dark. If you guys haven't watched Dark on Netflix, go watch it. If you are not satisfied with season 5 of Stranger Things, just go watch Dark. Dark already did it, and I feel like it did it better in 3 seasons. Go watch Dark. Sorry, that's the only tangent we'll do when we're recording. Go watch Dark on Netflix. 3 seasons and it's hype as fuck. Oh wait, the boss is over. Right, we killed it. Let's change the music. Hold up. Let me change the music. Yeah, man, if you guys haven't watched it, man, watch Dark on Netflix. It's like a Russian or German version of like Stranger Things, man. It's so fucking good. And then like the strange town is surrounded by a nuclear power plant. Such a fucking good show. I've only watched season 1 and that shit fucking blew my mind away. Check it out, man. If you guys just watch episode 1 of Dark, it's pretty German. Thank you. It's pretty dark though. Trigger warning. It starts off pretty dark. I fucking love it, man. I'm watching Stranger Things season 5, and they revealed like this new matter, and I'm like, bro, Dark established this in season 1, my guys. Why has it taken us 10 fucking years to get to the same shit Dark did in 1 season? Germany show, it's complicated, bro. It's like, I think it's like one of the best shows ever. Yeah, literally Dark. It's in the title. All right, let's get reading. All right, back to reading before we start talking about Dark for too long, because it's a good show. Go watch it. It's just dark and it's grim. It does sound dark. Go watch it. Just watch episode 1. Let's reread this. After Shadow Saint had ruthlessly eviscerated the Carapace Citron and confirmed Sunny's suspicions that he wouldn't be able to cultivate her in that way, he was left with nothing much to do. The knight was still young, but he had already achieved his goal. Now he was free to do whatever he wished. However, there weren't many options available in the Cursed City. He continued to hunt, revealing the newfound power with the Stone Saint and his command. Sunny would be able to bathe the ruins in the monster blood. However, the thought, no matter how seductive, left him uneasy. Hunting in this hellish place required patience and preparation. He only survived this long by carefully scouring the potential battlegrounds in advance and studying his prey from the shadows to learn its strengths and weaknesses, not rushing into a fight until he was absolutely sure that there was a solid chance of victory. Shadow Saint or not, betraying these principles would still get him killed, and with his mental state slightly unstable, Sunny didn't trust him to stay cautious once the easy wins kept piling up. He had to proceed slowly. Looking around, am I recording? Yes. Looking around the quiet ruins, Sunny smiled slightly. Actually, he wasn't that far from the library. He had indeed turned hunting nightmare creatures into a sort of profession, but it was just that, a job. Like any well-adjusted young man, he also had a hobby. In his free time, Sunny liked to explore the ruins. The warm feeling of satisfaction he had experienced after finding the hidden nest of the vile thieving bird never left his memory. There was something deeply engaging in uncovering fragments. This guy is an adventurous person. Look at that. There was something deeply engaging in the uncovering fragments of the long-lost history of the piercing themselves together. Maybe Sunny had inherited this passion from the teacher Julius, or maybe it had always been slumbering deep within his heart. In any case, he enjoyed exploring the ancient city a great deal. It was full of all kinds of mysteries, both large and small. After thousands of years had passed, most of the traces that had passed had been erased by the merciless flow of time. But by looking in the right places and exercising critical thinking, insight, and imagination, it was possible to piece together tiny shards of truth. Every time the seemingly disparate clues clicked into the cohort picture, Sunny felt a pleasant rush. Interestingly enough, it didn't matter whether that picture pertained to something important or completely useless. In fact, he enjoyed learning about the small details of the daily life that inhabitants of the ancient city had once led, much more than he enjoyed learning about the possible origins of the catastrophe that had befallen them. Despite the fact that the latter was directly related to his own survival, for example, he was very curious to learn more about the young priestess whose private quarters had been made into his secret lair. The thing she had left behind told him a lot about how people in the city used to dress and think about the world, filling his imagination with colorful pictures of crowded streets and solemn cathedrals. But it was still not enough. His latest exploration project was in the ruins of a grand library. Of course, none of the books and scrolls had survived the thousands of years in the cursed darkness. Luckily, the people who used to live in the city before its fall were very fond of the stone engravings. He spent a lot of time studying the intact well carvings as well as fragments of surviving frescoes. Oh, fresco. I study this fresco. Yeah, it's a painting technique. Yeah, I remember studying this. Yeah, frescoes. Yeah. Super old painting technique, right? I lost my place. One sec. Fresco. Where the fuck is that word? Found it. One fresco in particular was especially grandiose and tantalizing, covering the entire floor of the library's main hall. I know what this is. Look at that. I remember studying this shit, dude. Sadly, it was almost completely buried under the rubble. Sonny had managed to clear some of it away, but most pieces of the collapsed roof were too heavy for him to lift. Maybe the Shadow Saint would have had more luck. It was a suitable plan, but for some reason, Sonny felt strangely reluctant to return to the exploration of the library on that particular night. What else can I do? He jumped down from the stone column and approached the dead carapace citron to carve out some meat of the soul shards. Come to think of it, the spot marked on the crude map that had found on the body of the strange hunting party's leaders was not that far away. 2. Maybe he could check it out. Sonny vehemently shook his head. No. The map had to be fake anyway, right? Trying to suppress the unhealthy fire of curiosity burning in his chest, Sonny concentrated on the task at hand. Once the meat and shards were in his possession, though, the persistent desire to follow the map returned. And if it's not fake, that's even worse. Who knows what kind of horror those fools were searching for? Surely there wouldn't be any treasure or important secrets hidden there. The whole thing smelled of nothing but peril. In fact, it reeked of something sinister, terrifying, and utterly evil. Sonny sighed, but honestly, what's the harm in taking one tiny look? It's just one look, bro. All it takes is one fucking look. GG. What's the worst that can happen? Famous last words. Quietly stepping through the stone rubble, Sonny cautiously. It's gonna end on a cliffhanger. I can feel the Guilty 3 cliffhanger like seeping in right here. Like, what could happen? Quietly stepping through the stone rubble, Sonny cautiously approached the spot marked on the map. For some strange reason, very few nightmare creatures seemed to choose as a remote part, because there's something more dangerous, of the city as their hunting grounds. It was as though they were compelled to avoid this place. I wonder why. Come to think about it, the fact alone would be enough to scare Sonny away in normal circumstances, but with a stone stained hiding in the shadows, he felt a bit braver. He would be able to run away if anything happens. At least approaching a large building had been magnificent once. So he climbed over the collapsed wall and found himself in a dark and secluded country yard. In the center of the country yard, there was a well. Its round mouth loomed like an open wound in the stone, the dark well, filled with nothing but empty blackness. The well was covered with a strange ornament iron gate. It must have weighed several tons at least, as though someone desperately wanted to prevent anything from ever lifting it from its place and leaving the well open. Sonny gulped before approaching and looking through the grill of the grate. The silent well was so deep that he couldn't see its bottom. Maybe there was one. Picking up a small stone, Sonny dropped it down. The black mouth of the well swallowed the stone, making it disappear. Many seconds passed, but there was no sound of the rock hitting anything. Sonny was almost ready to try again, but then the well spoke. A melodic, strangely, I'm fucking melodic. My god, it's like a melody. I know what it is. Why can I not read? You think after reading 1,400 plus chapters of Old Hymn, I'd learn how to read? Some things just never leave you, man. Fuck, I skipped the line that says the well spoke. Picking up a small stone, Sonny dropped it down. The black mouth of the well swallowed the stone, making it disappear. Many seconds passed, but there was no sound of the rock hitting anything. Sonny was almost ready to try again, but then the well spoke. Some fucking Dark Souls shit, dude. A melodic, strangely enchanting voice resounded from its dark depths, filling Sonny's ears with sweetness. Ah, a guest. He staggered back, his eyes opening wide in fear. Nope, not... Nope, not doing that. Sonny is so fucking real. Nope, I'm not doing that. He's just fucking turned around and left. Sonny wanted to turn around and run away, but something stopped him from following his instinct. He sensed that leaving without finding out more was going to be a wrong decision. Shit. The voice sounded so human-like. It was like the voice of someone who would want to be your friend. No, that's the worst. That's the last voice you want to hear in this place. He shook his head, breaking free from the reverie. What were those damn fools up to? What are they doing there in that damn castle? I need to warn Nephis. No, wait, I need to find out more first. I'll try to understand what is going on here, but if there's any signs of danger, I run. Greeting his teeth, Sunny forced himself to stay still. A moment later, the whale whispered, how wonderful. I haven't been fed in a long... Oh, shit. Cliffhanger. What did I say? How wonderful. I haven't been fed in a long time. Oh, it's good. Dude, Shadow Sleep is good, bro. This is a good series, man. It is. This shit slaps, dude. I feel like this is everything I want in the book, man. Like, Lord of Mysteries took a while to get to that because there's so much world building. But what I like about Shadow Slave, it just like, it jumps right into the fray. Like, it's like, sure, we don't like have all these crazy complex character arcs right away, but like we're starting to get like hints and bits and pieces of it, and then like it takes you right into like the scene. I like it. It's good, man. Let me update this. It gets better. I can see why this shit has 2,000 plus chapters, man. I get it, man. I fucking get it. And then the chapters are pretty short and sweet. Like they're pretty easy to read. Let me do this timestamp. 30:29. All right. Let me sip my coffee because I already know my coffee is cold. Yeah, so far for me it's very fun to follow. I have no issues with it. I think that for me the slowest part and everything I've read, I'm not nitpicking. For me, the slowest part I've read was when everybody kept forgetting their memories. Why was I here again? Why was I? But like, I get it. It was the tree doing that. Like, it was trying to keep them in trap. But I'm like, shit, man. Like, hurry up, break free from the memory cycle. Let's go, bro. In my head, I'm like, let's get to the action already. But like, I get it. It built suspense. But for me, that was like the only slow part. But it was only like 10 chapters. It wasn't even that long. But I think that for me, that was like the slowest part in the whole thing out of everything we've read so far. All right, let's get next chapter. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to see what all the fucking hype is about, man. By the way, man, there's a lot of you guys right now watching Shadow Slave. Holy shit, dude. My stomach is growling. I'm hungry. It's like watching a movie, but more entertaining and longer. That's sick, man. Dude, I am so ready to start collecting. Can you imagine a physical release of Shadow Slave? What the fuck? So I feel like this alone would be like volume 1, right? I feel like that's what it's going to be. Like, looking at these, I feel like you need this much content, right? And I feel like that'd be just volume 1. I feel like it'd be just volume 1 that they release. All right, let's keep going, man. Yeah, that damn soul devouring tree. I think that was the slowest part of the whole book, but it wasn't bad just because it was slow. It was still good, but it was pretty slow. But it was pretty short. It was like 10 chapters. All right, chapter 114 is called Voice of Darkness. The enchanting voice came from the well in a wave of whispering echoes. It was soft and charming, flowing like a smooth, silken melody. It seemed to belong to a young man, if mere human could even possess such a voice. The divine being would suit it more, or a profane one. Profane one? Said it wasn't in the mood to appreciate the smooth and rich texture of the voice. Is my voice smooth and rich? I feel like I have my moments where it's like smooth and rich, right? Right? Is that what you guys watch? Because it have a smooth and rich voice. To appreciate the smooth and rich texture of the voice, though he was covered in cold sweat, the echoes whispered, time, time, time. In all his time in the Forgotten Shores, Sunny had only met one other creature capable of mimicking human speech. The memory of that encounter still made him tremble. The thing that had come from the depths of the darkness, sea, in a mount to the fog, and stolen Cassie's voice was by far the most terrifying being he had ever met. He didn't even want to remember the other horror he had felt when the swarm of the Whisper's voice had surrounded him. On that night, Sunny had only been able to keep his sanity intact because the blind girl's timely warning. He had only survived the meeting with a creature that possessed a human voice by keeping his eyes tightly shut, and now here was another. Why were those hunters searching for this ancient horror? He frowned. If something sinister was brewing inside the castle, he had to warn Changing Star, but he couldn't do anything before establishing at least some understanding of the entire situation. Okay, that makes sense. That's why Sunny forced himself to stay still, despite the fact that every instinct in his body screamed for him to run away. Instinct was not always the best advisor. Humans possess intelligence for a reason. The black fissure of the well loomed in front of him like a pool of darkness. Suddenly, wasn't that? Oh no, the chapter's called Voice of Darkness. Suddenly, he was incredibly grateful for the immensely heavy ornament, great, that kept charming Tarker. That's a tongue twister. Great that kept the charming talker imprisoned in the lightless depths. Sunny licked his lips and tried to regain his composure. Ready to assume the Stone Saint and the Midnight Shard at any moment, he took a step forward and gazed into the dark emptiness once again. Then he slowly said, "It's nice to meet you." He couldn't quite believe that he was trying to communicate with a terrifying prisoner of the well. Instead of running away without looking back, life was sure full of surprises until the moment it gave you the last one, of course. A soft chuckle resounded from the well. After its melodious murmurs disappeared in the darkness of the secluded country yard, the voice said, "Oh no, the pleasure's mine." The echoes whispered, "Mine, mine, mine." Sunny was considering his next words very carefully. My life might be depending on what I say next. He couldn't help but remember old fairy tales about terrible monsters that liked to play riddles with the lost children. One wrong answer and the child was devoured, never to be seen again. Was he going to end up in a similar danger? It's like fucking it right here. It's fucking, they're gonna go missing forever, dude. One wrong answer and the children were devoured, never to be seen again. Was he going to end up in a similar danger? It was still not too late to turn back. However, before he could ask his question or make the decision to retreat, the thing in the well spoke again. It said, "So are you guys going to feed me or not? Not to offend anyone, but lately you've been very tardy. I have been sitting here by my lonesome for 3 days already, or have you decided to try something new?" Sunny blinked. Oh, it's only been 3. Okay, so it's not a monster. What? That wasn't exactly what he expected to hear from the mouth of an ancient evil. The thing sounded so it is a human. He was almost tempted to believe that it was. Wait, no, I'm too fucking gullible. I'm not falling for this shit. Nope. Sorry. I snapped out. You guys know I'm a little bit too gullible when it fucking comes to Lord of the Mysteries and Shadows. Like, nah, I ain't falling for this shit. Nah, I have grown as a person. I ain't falling for this shit anymore. That's how it gets you, fool. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Sunny forced himself to remain vigilant. What did he know about the primordial evils we're supposed to talk anyways? If he was able to steal the knowledge of the human language from his head, it would surely be able to steal some other things too. While Sunny was trying to comprehend what was happening, a few seconds flew by. Then the voices waited for a bit and then returned. Oh, I see. So we are going with starvation now. Well, I have to give it to you guys some credit. This is your best idea yet. Sadly, it won't work. Do you even know what type of diets we trainees have to follow to debut? I guess not. Actually, I have to thank you. This is a great opportunity to work on my BMI. I need to work on my fucking BMI, man. I'm getting fat. The echoes whispered, BMI, BMI, BMI. Wait, what? Fucking body mass. There you go, man. Even Sunny's like, what? Sunny stared into the well, dumbfounded. His eyes switched. Don't tell me that this is really just some guy sitting on the bottom of that damn well. Feeling like the world suddenly stopped making any sense, he rubbed his temples, then asked in a strange voice, "Who are you?" The well fell silent. Sunny tried to remember what the charming voice had told him before, something about not being fed in a long time. It surely sounded ominous and creepy in that moment. But if he looked at it a bit differently, if that group of hunters he lured to its depths had been on its ways to deliver food to a prisoner, then that would explain why the poor guy had to skip a few meals. But why would they keep someone in prison in this remote area of the ruins? True, that's what I want to know. Meanwhile, the voice spoke again. This time it sounded so tense. Wait, you're not. Oh gods. Sunny covered his face with his hand, realizing what he was going to happen next. Oh gods is not a human. Heavens. Those damn fools finally got me killed. Dude, I'm not trying to fall for this. Sunny's probably gonna trip on a rock and fall into the pit on accident. Dude, if that fucking happens, I'd be so fucking funny, dude. From the perspective of a sleeper locked inside a well in the middle of the ruins, only two types of beings could come here to find him. Either his captors or a nightmare creature. Sunny revealed that he wasn't one of the captors by asking his last question, which left only one other possibility. The fact that he came to the well during the night alone and not using anything to light the way only made the conclusion easier to make. Oh yeah, because like who else would be able to see in the dark? Wait, it speaks. Oh gods, I've only ever heard of one other creature in the forgotten. You know what? This can be a good sidekick. Hold up, we have a new companion. Wait, it speaks? Oh god, I've only heard of one other creature in the Forgotten Shore that can mimic human speech. No, 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 not like this. Damn, he really does have a nice voice. It's beautiful, even when full of despair. What the fuck, Sonny? Damn, he really does have a nice voice. It's beautiful, even when full of despair. Huh? Well, it's just a voice. Why am I so enamored with, was he so desperate to hear a human voice? Well, you know what? Hold up, that makes sense. Was he so desperate to hear a human voice? Why, he was doing fine on his own. Great, even better than ever. Focused on the task. But what exactly was the task? Sunny had never expected to find a human at the end of the crewed map. What was he supposed to do now? I guess the first step would be to find out who that guy is in the well and how he got there. Then I can decide what to do with him, or if I should do anything at all. But there hit the problem first. Sunny had to convince the young man of the well that he was actually human too. Sunny glanced at the shadows, feeling somewhat helpless. The shadows was bent over, holding its stomach. Its shoulders were shaking. All right. Hell fucking yeah. Next is just a voice, and he is enamored, man. My man got starstruck by just that voice alone, dude. All right, let's fucking read 115, man. Let's see what happens. By the way, don't worry, I'm only talking about this as we're updating. I think I'm gonna make Everfield videos, the new Arknights game that's coming out in like a week or two. Cause I realize it, man. I uploaded like 3 videos on Where Winds Meet, and bro, they got like 5K views, and those were ass videos. I ain't gonna lie. One of my videos, people are saying about, bro, this video is fucking pointless. I'm like, yeah, it was a pointless video because everything explained, and I'm like, wait, there's nothing on the wiki yet. I'm like, hold up. It's like, what if I do like gaming videos on the side? I'm like, hold up, that can like help boost the channel. And then what we could do, yeah, no, they both think they're an evil monster. Let me put the chapter title, and then I was like, maybe what I could do in the future, we can make a second channel, like the Easy Geeky Gaming, and put all the gaming shit on that, and then do all of the read-throughs on one. So even if one gets taken down, we still have the other channel. I don't know. That's what I've been thinking about right now. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm like thinking it right now. But everything's updated. We're good. Yeah, because the new Arknight game looks really good. Like, I liked what I played in Genshin, right? But I feel like I want a little bit more oomph in the combat. And I think that Arknight game looks like it wants those juicy views. Yeah, dude, it is crazy. Fuck yeah, I want the views, Sonny. Hell yeah, give them to me. Dude, give me the views. Hell yeah. Dude, it was crazy. I still remember when you were at chapter 10. Hell fucking yeah, I remember when we were at chapter 10. We were stuttering like a motherfucker. Everything for the content? Crazy statement. Give me the views. Give them to me. No, I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it as a leecher. I mean it as like, it'd be a good opportunity for channel growth. That's what I mean. That's what I meant. But it was funny. I'm like, damn, man, this nothing burger video that I fully agree with, because people are talking shit in the comments like, yeah, this was a nothing burger video. Did you finish LTM? Is SS your main focus now? I mean, I still want to finish Dark, because this is my goal, Noah. I was supposed to read the side stories of LOTM now. And finish, like, my goal was to read Circle of Inevitability and Shadow Slave. But because Small privated her videos, I'm like, shit, I want to reach out for permission first, because I want to have like 300 plus copyrighted videos, you know, and then get the channel deleted, because I still want to do all those feature reactions to like the new seasons of Lord of the Mysteries, or like the web comic of Shadow Slave, and I don't want to lose that opportunity. Channel growth equals money. Hell yeah, man. Hey, I'm not a hater. I'll always take more money. Oh, sorry. In the serious note, man, dude, I'm telling you, like, I know I'm not making crazy buck on YouTube, but man, that shit helps out. I'm not even gonna lie. I get like a couple hundred at the end of each month, and it helps. It helps out a lot. When I'm like a little bit tight on money, when I'm like, well, I can't really spend right now. I should save at least for next check or whatever. I'm like, wait, hold up. And then like I get like a couple hundred from YouTube, and I'm like, oh shit, fuck yeah. And then like I'm able to like, you know, get things, or like I'm able to treat my girl to something, or like buy her stuff she needs, or like I can like buy all my shit for Ellie that she needs. I'm like, damn, man, it's just good. And dude, when we finished fucking Lord of the Mysteries, dude, that helped me out so much, man. That shit was insane, dude. I almost fucking cried on stream. I'm like, dude, that helped me out a lot this month. I'm like, oh my god, I had like fucking 3 bills. I'm like, fuck, I gotta take out the credit card and it's gonna fucking roll over. And I'm like, oh no, and it's like, no, I was able to do everything on time. That shit fucking helped out, man. I'm so fucking grateful for that. Let me do my timestamp and let's get reading. Why did I put 38? That was insane, dude. So long story short, I'm down for more. When SS gets a webtoon, I'm sure it will boost. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. That's the thing, Noah. I don't want the channel to get deleted before that happens, because I'm pretty sure when the webtoon comes around, it's going to get more. And I know when the physical volumes come around, it's going to get more too, right? Like, more people are obviously going to be drawn to Shadow Slave or Lord of the Mysteries and look it up, right? Like, I still want to do videos on, like, every volume. So that's why I'm thinking, like, shit, I should stop the read-throughs right now. Reach out for permission, see what happens. Reading peak and getting to pay the bills. Fuck yeah, man. It's amazing. Obviously, SS content will be all over my feed when Mono comes out. You see, like, that's the thing. I don't want the channel to get deleted before that happens, because I feel like that'd be a good chance to, like, capitalize, you know, on the momentum. But let's get next chapter before I start yapping too long. Chapter 115 is called Nightingale. Oh, we're doing Nightingale already? Okay, all right. This sounds hype. Sunny could really understand how bad the situation looked from the perspective of the young man with a beautiful voice. The only thing that could be worse than approaching a terrifying dark well while thinking that there's an ancient and utterly evil creature hiding inside was to actually be looked inside the terrifying dark well while thinking that some abominable thing was looking down on you from above. At least Sunny had a chance to escape if things were to turn really bad. The poor guy and the well literally had nowhere to run. Of course, there was still the possibility that all of this was just a cunning act performed by some incredibly horrifying monster. Sunny had to keep that in mind while exploring the other theory. So if he is indeed human, how do I make him believe that I'm not a monster? We are recording? Yes. That wasn't a very simple task for Sunny. He had never been good at communicating with the people in the first place, and 3 months of complete isolation did not make things any better. In fact, they had made everything worse. Now, even Sunny sometimes felt uncomfortable when talking to himself. What would Cassie say? He cleared his throat. Are you a... I am too. I am a human too. We are both humans. Great job, idiot. What a funny-ass conversation. After that abhorrent attempt, Sunny wouldn't even be surprised to find out that he was not, in fact, a human. Who talks like that? The young man, the well grew silent. Then he silently said, yeah, it's definitely all over for me. Oh, well, I had a good run, I guess. Sunny sighed heavily. Stop panicking, you idiot. I really am a human. The owner of the charming voice laughed. Please forgive me if I don't believe you. Yeah, dude, that's so fucking funny. Yeah, Happy New Year's, guys. He was using a respectful honorifics as though recognizing Sunny as an elder, which was logical given that he believed him to be an eldritch horror. An eldritch horror would technically count as an elder. He thinks he's an elder. He's not an elder yet, but I know he's going to be in the future. He's going to be at that scale. An eldritch horror would technically count as an elder, all things considered. Sunny groaned inwardly. Why are you using honorifics? I bet I'm younger than you. The young man imprisoned in the well hesitated. Wait, you really are human? Sunny smiled with excitement, feeling that he was making progress. Yes, I really am. The voice returned a dozen seconds later. How come you're here alone in the middle of the night? You also don't seem to have any source of light with you. Please don't get angry, Sir Monster, but that's not exactly something a human would be able to do. Maybe you should work on your story a bit more next time you venture over to devour the innocent souls. Just a piece of friendly advice. Sunny sighed. Very funny. I'm able to walk around the city at night because my aspect allows me to hide in the darkness. I can also see through it. How do you end up in a well anyways? The young man lingered before answering. How does one usually end up in these situations? A bunch of thugs decided to shake me down for my memories. I politely refused, and here we are. Ooh, hold up. We can barter for a memory. Hold up. When you roll a 1 on the persuasion check, I'll be honest, man, I was a safe scum. When I had that shit in Baldur's Gate 3, I just reloaded my save file. And that's pretty scummy to say, but you know what? When I do my New Game Plus, I won't save scum. They've been keeping me here for a couple of weeks, trying all kinds of methods to get me to transfer the memories to them. And this is a good way for Sunny to get a few memories. Like I'll let you escape if you give me some. But I must say their attempts were very clumsy. In terms of knowing how to terrorize people, these fellows are not even anywhere near the laziest of assassins. Just a well. Oh, I missed the pun. That's funny. I didn't catch the pun. Just a well. Wait, I don't know what this word is. In terms of knowing how to terrorize people, these fellows are not even anywhere near the laziest of assassins. What? Is that English? It's a Korean term. Oh, okay. It's a Korean term. I'm like, what is that? Okay. Sunny didn't know what a assassin was. I don't know either. So Oh, he's Korean. So he just assumed that it was some kind of horrible, malevolent nightmare creature. The rest of the story was somewhat easy to believe. Of course, it would take a very special kind of fool to choose the ruins of all the places to keep a prisoner. But thugs were not known for their intelligence. Plus, their plan seemed to have worked pretty well until the moment they had misfortune. Wait a sec, that makes a lot of sense. You can have people from all different races in the world. Because I was thinking in terms of Lord of the Mysteries, like, oh well, it would make sense for them to be Chinese, right? Because he's Zobin Gree was Chinese, so it's like, oh, no spoilers. But I'm like, I guess it would make sense. But yeah, I guess this also makes sense. If they're just, anybody can be it. Okay. Plus, their plan seemed to have worked pretty well until the moment they had a misfortune of stumbling onto Sunny. Well, now he knew what this whole thing was about. Just some tiresome human business. How disappointing. Nephis and Cassie were also not in any sort of danger, at least not with regards to this mess. The mystery was solved. He wasted a whole night on this nonsense. I see. What the fuck? Goodbye? I see. Well, goodbye. No, get him out, dude. With an annoyed sigh, Sunny turned around and what the fuck? Sunny turned around and began to walk away. However, the owner of the beautiful voice stopped him. Wait, are you really human? Sunny grimaced. I am. I've told you already. The young man, why the fuck is he leaving? The young man in prison wholeheartedly asked, can you maybe get me out of here? Those guys are not coming back tonight. I think if you help me escape, I'll make it worth your while. You better give me a fucking memory, dude. Sunny scratched the back of his head and then frowned. In what way? After a short pause, a charming voice returned again, this time somewhat hesitant. Well, you might not know this, but I'm quite a rich person. I have a whole stash of soul shards back in the castle. Some might even say that I have a small fortune. Half of it is yours if you get me out of this pit. That's 10 shards at least. That's not bad. Sunny suddenly got an idea. Of course, he didn't need to get 10 shards that the young man was offering. The fact that he had these shards, though, was potentially very useful. If he wanted to avoid unnecessary tension when buying memories with his hoard of soul shards, he would need a suitable proxy. Oh, he's going to make him the proxy. A sleeper with a lot of shards of his own, one that was indebted to Sunny, no less, was a perfect candidate. He smiled. Do people know that you have a fortune? The young man answered, a bit of surprise in his voice. Do they know? Yes, I guess they do. I am known to spend a lot from time to time on entertainment as well as some other things. I'm a patron of arts, one can say. What does that mean? I am a patron of arts, one can say. Perfect. So no one would be surprised if he suddenly began to spend shards of memories. However, there was a small problem. Sunny could remove the grate, but he had no way of helping the poor guy climb out of the unimaginably deep well. Even if he was to use a prowling thorn, he doubted the invisible string would reach that far if maximum length was not that impressive. And he certainly... I thought it didn't have a max length. And he certainly was not going to climb in that creepy hole himself. Plus, he still had a bit of suspicion about the charming young man's identity. He was almost certain that he was human, but the remaining tiny bit of doubt was enough to make paranoia ring the alarm. Fuck, man, I'm letting my guard down now. After hesitating for a bit, Sunny sighed, what's your name? The melodic voice answered, it's Kai. Sunny sighed, well, Kai, I don't know how to tell you this, but unless you can fly, I won't be able to help you escape. The young man grew silent after a long pause, permeated with deadly silence. He then said, I can't. What the fuck? I can. Sunny blinked. What? Did you hear me wrong? No, that was unlikely. Maybe Kai was just willing to say anything in his desperation to escape. The prisoner on the well chuckled. I can fly. That's my aspic ability. What the fuck? So why would they throw him in a well if he can fly? He can just fly. Oh, wait, he's probably chained. What the fuck? That's an I didn't even think about that. That's an aspic ability? Like, you can fly? What the fuck? That's cool. Kai, that sounds like a Sensinjin or something. What does that word even mean? What is that? That word is a South Korean term for an obsessive fan who invades the privacy of Korean idols, drama actors, or other public figures in the entertainment industry. Now I know what that means. Okay. All right, next chapter. We are on 116. No, I remember they can be anything. I just never thought like, oh, you can fly. That never occurred to me. That oh, you can probably fly with that. Damn. Now, okay, that really gets the brain jogging. There's probably gonna be, let me do my timestamp. There's probably gonna be one where like you can fucking come up with anything. Like whatever your imagination can do, you can do it. Now that'd be scary. All right, 116. 116. All right, next chapter. Chapter 116 is called Deal with the Devil. Ooh, this is getting good. Who's the devil here, Kai or Sunny? Sunny considered Kai's words, an ability to allow an awakened to fly was not unheard of, but it was rather rare. And here on the Forgotten Shores, where a cursed flood of darkness devoured the world every night, it was nothing short of priceless. Sunny couldn't even imagine how easy it would have been to traverse the labyrinth with someone like Kai by his side. Suddenly, it made a lot more sense with why someone like him would possess a small fortune of soul shards. It also explained why the captors were so gentle in their attempts to force the memories out of the young man. He was much more valuable alive. Sunny remained motionless for some time, thinking things over. After a while, Kai spoke again, his pleasant voice tinted with a bit of apprehension. Well, will you help me? Sunny sighed and walked back to the dark fissure of the wall. All right, I'll remove this grate and you can fly out. However, I don't really need your shards. If you want to come out of there alive, you'll have to do something for me instead. The prisoner of the wall hesitated and cautiously asked, what? I mean, if he can fly, he can just leave Sunny, and he doesn't have to keep up his end of the bargain. Sunny smiled. I'll tell you when you need to know. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. I just need help completing a few errands in that castle. So do we have a deal or not? If not, I'll be on my way. I've wasted enough time here already. Damn, man. Sunny's fucking bleak, man. He's straight to the point. Kai didn't have to think about it for too long. Soon his voice resounded from the darkness once again. We have a deal. It sounded strangely relaxed, as though the young man had become resigned to fate. Sunny slighted frowningly and said, great, one more thing. If you break our agreement and simply fly away, I will find and... Okay, there you go. Here's a reassurance. Great. One more thing. If you break our agreement and simply fly away, I will find you and kill you. This is not a threat, just facts. Do you understand? Damn, this isn't a threat, it's just a fact. Kai lingered for a bit before answering, yeah, no problem. Sunny gazed into the black cavern of the well and hesitated. He was more or less sure that Kai was a human, but had to be prepared to act immediately in case he was not. Following his silent command, the stone saint came out of the shadows and kneeled near the well, grasping the grate with her hands. The seal... Oh, I was wondering how are we going to get the grate open. The steel of her gauntlet scraped against the ornate iron with some visible effort. She slowly moved the heavy grate to the side. Sunny shivered as he listened to the wrenching sound of the iron grinding against the stone. The midnight shard appeared in his hands, and he lowered himself into a combat stance with his grim resolve. Whatever came out of the well, he was ready to face it. A few seconds passed, each feeling like an eternity. Sunny was tensely staring into the circle of pure darkness in front of him, waiting to see if he was right to trust the prisoner of the well or not. Then several more seconds passed, and then a few more seconds. Nothing happened. Sunny tilted his head and then asked for some irritation. Aren't you going to come up? After a bit of a delay, the charming voice resounded from the darkness once more. You see, I just thought of something. Sunny sighed and lowered his sword a little. What is it? Kai was silent for some reason, then answered with bitter awareness. Just that this grate is so heavy that it wouldn't even bulge when I tried to move it. It took all 6 of my captors to pull it in at once, actually, and they were all big, strong men. So he hesitated. I know that we already have established that we are both humans, and it's not like that. I doubt your honesty, but would you... This is such a fucking funny interaction, but how'd you do it? But would you mind explaining to me how it is that you were able to remove that all by yourself? The honorifics were back. Sunny cursed under his breath. This guy was even more paranoid than him. He was unwilling to reveal his hidden ace to Kai, but the cautiousness prisoner left him with no other choice. Glancing at the shadow saint with a dark expression, Sunny said, that thing is too heavy for me too, but I was lucky enough to get a very strong echo. Kai seemed to suddenly become very curious. Oh, that is indeed lucky. Very few people in the castle have an echo. I think I know every one of them by name. After a short pause, he added, by the way, what is your name? Sunny rolled his eyes and said through the gritted teeth, my name is Sunless. Now, what would be funny is if we know this person from the Awakened Academy. Like, I remember Sunless. You were number 2 in the leaderboards. This conversation was entering dangerous waters. Depending on what Kai was going to say next, Sunny might be forced to climb into the well after all. To kill him? Not to save the young man with a beautiful voice, but to silence him forever. What the fuck? Meaning Kai suddenly laughed. Sunless. That name does not sound like something only a soul-devouring demon would be called at all. Zero chance of that at all. After saying that, he laughed again, this time with a hint of desperation in his voice. However, even then, Kai's laugh was very pleasant to the ear, more pleasant than his charming voice even. But Sunny was in no mood to appreciate his melodious sound. God damn it. Sunny rubbed his temples. Why didn't anyone ever trust him? He was such an honest young man, the most honest young man in the whole world, really. That's true. Annoyed, he said in a flat tone, very funny. Now come out of that well before I change my mind. Eventually, Kai stopped laughing and said, there's no one in the castle with that name, at least no one with an echo under their command. Do you maybe live in the outer settlement? Oh, come on. Feeling the pressure of the flaw growing in his mind, Sunny closed his eyes and answered truthfully, no. Kai cleared his throat. So are you someone who walks the cursed ruins alone at night, possesses the strength of at least 6 men, dwells in darkness beyond the castle walls, and calls himself Sunless? Did I Did I miss anything? Sunny Grimace, not really. Damn, man. I find it so cool how he has to work with his flaw on always being truthful. Not really. For a few moments, there was silence. Then the prisoner of the well said with a voice full of dark humor, Would you climb out of this well to meet a creature like that? Hidden in the darkness of the cursed night, Sunny smiled with a bit of menace and said, If I was in your shoes, I would, and I think that you should do it too. Do you know why? After a small pause, Kai asked with sincere interest, Why? Sunny stopped smiling and allowed a cold indifference to seep into his voice. Because I can put the grade back... Because I can put that grade back anytime. Without waiting for Kai's response, he ordered the stun saint to... He ordered the stun saint to move the grid a little. A moment later, the horrid sound of the iron scraping against the stones invaded his ears once again. Like, no, stop. Almost immediately, the prisoner of the well changed his tune. Alright, wait, stop. The Shadow Saint released a graded line, silenced terrain over the lonesome country yard once again. Kai was quiet for some time and then said with a dejected reluctance, You better not be a demon, right? Stand clear, I'm coming out. Imagine if he was a demon. It'd be GG. It would be GG. Okay, timestamp. I'm gonna mute my mic for no apparent reason. I didn't need to mute my mic for no apparent reason. Never mind. False alarm. False alarm. False alarm. 117. Okay. Finish my coffee. There's 60 of you guys. As I know, on Billy reposted videos gain no profits, but bro, oh no. I don't know. I think you're still watching on Twitch, right? No, I mean, I don't mean as in like for profits or making money on Billy. I just mean like, oh, because people are re-uploading them on Billy and they're getting a lot more views than me. I feel like, because web novel is a subsidiary of Tencent, if I'm not mistaken, or like web novel is the like NA version, right? That distributes, but then like they're the parent company that owns them, I think it's Tencent. So I'm like, if Tencent is seeing like, oh, who's this white foreigner reacting to Lord of Mysteries? No, that's copyrighted stuff. Then I feel like they can be like, yo, web novel, find this guy. Them is literally New Year and easy as reading assist. What a great way to start the year. Hell yeah, man. See, it took a while. It took a while, but we're here. We made it. Damn, there's fucking 60 of you guys here. Yo, you guys got New Year. Sunny said the New Year wasn't like an hour. I'm sorry. Go watch the countdown videos. Go watch them. It's okay. You can watch the countdown videos. Let's do this part. 51 minutes and 32 seconds. Okay. I think I'm gonna get more coffee right now. Let's read another chapter. Wait, hold up. Look, hold up. Let me show you this. This is why I want to make gaming videos. Look. Okay, maybe not all of them, but some did. Never mind. Okay, maybe it was just a year already over in my country. Tencent gonna send the Black Ops on you? Yeah, man, they're gonna send the fucking ninjas, man. What was it, like the Nintendo ninjas? Yeah, I don't want no Navy SEALs on me or fucking Black Ops on me. Yeah, we're trying to avoid that, which is why I feel like I need like permission first. But we're still gonna be doing all the other videos, right? New Year's still 11 hours away from me. Oh, okay, that's some good stuff. Yeah, it's still pretty early for me. Now countdowns are not that good anyways. Okay, yeah, it's still it's not even noon yet for me. It's still pretty early. Let's get our timestamps going. After this chapter, I'm gonna go turn on the kettle so I can get more coffee. Because I haven't had breakfast yet, but at least coffee keeps me full. And I'm not trying to eat just yet. I'll eat after I work out. I had a year. Damn, you're already in the future, bro? You're already in 2026? Damn, that's sick as fuck, dude. Damn. Yeah, I'm telling you, you guys got to go watch Dark, by the way. I'm going to rewatch it. Because after I watch that Stranger Things finale tonight or tomorrow, I'm like, I should just watch Dark. I need to finish it, man. Season 1 was fucking insane, dude. All right, 117 timestamp. We're good. So 4 hours before I'm in the new year. Oh, hell yeah. All right, chapter 117 is called Cruel Injustice. What's going to happen? Sunny felt a soft breeze lightly caress his cheeks, and then something moved in the darkness of the well. Gripping the hilt of the midnight shard tightly, he prepared for the worst. On the other side of the dark fissure, Shadow Saint slowly raised his shield and rested the blade on her sword of its rim. However, they had nothing to fear. A few moments later, a graceful figure appeared in the air, rose above the well, and then gently landed on the stones in front of it. The corner of the Sunny's mouth twitched. The owner of the charming voice was indeed human. It was a young man wearing a light lamellar armor with luscious dark burn hair and mesmerizing green eyes. His well-fitted armor was made out of the burnishing brown leather with deep blue embroidered garments beneath. However, for a moment he wished that Kai actually turned out to be a demon, because that damn guy was not only possessed the most charming voice he had ever heard, but it was also drop-dead gorgeous. Like, this guy's a fucking stunning ass dude. Honestly, it was simply unfair. Kai was tall, slender, and incredibly handsome. His face was small, perfectly shaped and beautiful, with high cheekbones and flawless ivory skin. His green eyes were nothing short of electric, and his lips were soft and full like, what am I thinking? What's more, he seemed to possess a special type of warm charm that made some people almost irresistibly attractive. Sunny wouldn't be surprised to find out that the droves of the girls simply fell to Kai's feet every time he happened to casually walk by. Perhaps a few guys too. Even worse still, that bastard looked like a genuinely nice person. Without the smallest traces of arrogance of the entitlement of his pretty face, there was playful sparks of humor hiding deep within his eyes. And one could absolutely sure that while Kai smiled, cute dimples would appear on his cheeks. You couldn't even hate that damn guy. 2 weeks spent in the dark pit did nothing to lessen his glamour too. In short, Kai was the most beautiful person Sunny had ever seen, even compared to the other Waken. He looked like one of those screen idiots. I said idiots, it's idols. He looked like one of those screen idols that people love to obsess over, only somehow even more attractive in person. Sunny glanced at himself, feeling a strong desire to grind his teeth in outrage. Well, this is just a cruel injustice, simple as that. Meanwhile, Kai noticed the Shadow Saint's burning ruby eyes, which were the, oh, cruel injustice, I see. Chapter title. Literally love, yeah. Love at first sight. He's like, shit, man. He's like, this is a cruel injustice. This is just a cruel injustice, simple as that. Meanwhile, Khan noticed the Shadow Saint's burning ruby eyes, which were the only source of light in the absolute darkness of the night, and flinched back with a repelled expression on his face. Oh no, it's a demon after all. Sunny got distracted from his self-pity and blink. Then, feeling somewhat spiteful, he said, I'm behind you, idiot. Kai froze and slowly turned around to face him. Sunny didn't fail to notice that the young man held one of his hands out, obviously ready to summon whatever memory he had used as a weapon. Blinded by darkness, Kai couldn't see him, of course. Well, good. Let's not let this fellow know that I'm not good looking as he is for a few more minutes. Pretending to be perfectly composed, Sunny asked in a calm voice, haven't I told you that I had an echo? It's her over there. Well, sort of. That is to say, those aren't my eyes. The handsome sleeper hesitated for a few seconds, then said, Sunless, you really are human. Up until that moment, both of them were just disembodied voices to each other. But now, while Sunny had already made sure that Kai was not some ancient horror, or at least he didn't look like one, the former prisoner of the well was still in the dark, both literally and figuratively. Last time I checked, I was still human, yes. If you have a memory to produce light, you can summon it and see for yourself. Kai lingered. Won't the nightmare creatures be attracted by light? Smart and cautious, I like him. Sunny shook his head. Usually they would, but this country yard is really secluded. Plus, there are not a lot of monsters. Wait a second. If they're avoiding the area, I thought they were avoiding the area because of the dark well. If they're not avoiding the area because of him, then why the fuck are they avoiding the area? We still don't know. With a sigh of relief, Kai summoned a paper lantern that glowed with soft yellow light. Sunny hissed, ah, damn. Relying on the shadow sense to keep track of the young man's movements, he raised a hand and covered his eyes. Accustomed to the darkness, they weren't ready for such a sudden appearance of light. Of course, Sunny knew that this wouldn't happen, and he allowed himself to be momentarily blinded to give Kai some sense of safety and better convince him of his human nature. Oh, sorry. The beautiful young man lowered the lantern a little and looked up, trying to finally lay eyes on his mysterious liberator. Then, with a bit of surprise, he slightly lowered his head and looked down. Great, this is not humiliating at all. Kai stared at Sunny for a few seconds after realizing that he was just indeed human, offering him a dazzling smile. His smile was as charming as the rest of him, even the cute dimple. Sunny has a cute dimple? Wait, no. Oh, Sunny was imagining cute dimples. Bro, what is this chapter? I thought for a second Sunny was gonna. Sunny fell in love with Kai before Sunny fell in love with Nephis. How the fuck does that make sense? What? He spent more time with Nephis. He's already in love. What is going on here? His cute dimples? Bro, what is this short king doing? Why is he falling for this tall, handsome man? What about Nephis? What? I'm already getting mad. This isn't the ship I wanted. I'm not saying you can't have this ship. I'm just saying what about Nephis? Even the cute dimples that Sunny had imagined would inevitably appear on his cheeks were indeed there. Acting like a tsundere, he's gonna go, Baka? How dare he? I mean, thanks. What is happening? What is happening? Meanwhile, stream is crashing. What is happening? Meanwhile, Kai frowned. But Sunless, what? The beautiful sleeper blinked a couple of times. Can I ask you something? If you really don't live in a castle or in the outer settlement, then where do you live? Sunny shrugged. I mean, there are many options left. I live in the city. Kai hesitated for a bit. I said Klein. Did you guys catch that? Kai hesitated for a bit, but then suddenly a light of realization ignited in his mesmerizing green eyes. Oh, I think I've heard of you. Aren't you that crazy kid that lives alone in the ruins? Sunny stared at him with murder in his eyes. What does everyone keep calling me, kid? Why does everyone keep calling me crazy? I'm not crazy. With a deep sigh, he answered. Indeed, that's me. You can call me Sunny, by the way. Once you get to know me better, you'll realize that I am not, in fact, that crazy. Clyde looked at him with doubt. Noticing that Sunny grinned, he decided to tease the obnoxiously gorgeous young man a little. Of course, with the limitations of his flaw, that was going to require a bit of finesse. Putting too much enthusiasm in the voice, Sunny said, I don't actually live alone. I have plenty of creatures to keep me company. You might even call them my friends. There's a talking... Yeah, he is crazy. There's a talking rock that sometimes tells me to do stuff. There's also my shadow. It has a lot of interesting options. He stared at Kai with a sincere smile. When the young man's handsome face became a little pale, Sunny laughed. Gee, relax, man. I am just joking around with you. Then he looked down at Shadow and added in a dark, angry tone. They're not really my friends. I actually can't stand that rock, and the Shadow and I barely talk these days. Wait, is the Shadow still, like, giving him the silent treatment? Right? Wasn't that a thing? That was a weird chapter. What? I thought he'd hit it off with Nephis before. He's only known Kai for like a minute. What the fuck, man? He spent months with Nephis and Cassie. He is not beating the insane allegations. What is going on here, man? But you know what? It's cool. If it's a ship, it's alright. Let the ship sail. The shadows can't talk? Well, I mean, like, they would, like, give each other, like he can read his body language, right? That was the whole point. Like, when his shadow would be upset at him, like, his body language would kind of show him. Right? 118. You know what? I don't need coffee just yet. Let's get until 120. Let's knock out 2 more chapters, and then we'll turn on the kettle. Damn, there's a lot of you guys here. That's insane. You can do goals? Wait, let me try this. Let me just type optional. How does this look like? Hold up. I'm doing a chat goal. A super chat goal? Don't do it. I'm just putting optional in asterisks. I want to see what this is. I've never done this before. What is this? Your goals live, share with your audience to get them excited? What the fuck is this? Don't do that. I'm just checking that. Shadow Slave is goated. Shadow Slave can make voices, but Stone Saint is cold tsundere. I'll fucking love her. So why did he not fall in love with this? He was more scared of the Stone Saint than he was of Kai. What is going on here? What is going on here? 118. I've never done a goal before. That's pretty cool. I never knew that. It's like a subathon. Is that what that is? I've always seen goals, but I've never clicked on it. I mean, I think I've tried doing it once, but just never did it. That's cool. All right, don't do that. I'll keep it up. I think that's pretty cool. 59. I never knew that was a thing. I guess I can just leave that up. Fuck it, we'll leave it up. Optional. 118. I feel weird. No, I want to take that down. It feels weird. It feels like I'm telling you guys give me money. I kind of want to take that down. You know what? I'll leave it up. No, I already have it up. I'll leave it up. Hold up. That's weird. Yeah, more or less ask your subs to do super chats. Okay. Don't do it. I'll just keep it up if you want to. that. It feels weird even talking. I'm gonna just shut up. It feels weird talking about that. I feel weird. I feel weird even just talking about that. I don't know. It's weird. It's like when somebody does it optionally, that's cool. It's awesome support. But like when I have it up before someone even does it, it feels weird. I don't know why that feels. And you know what also I've noticed, I never look at the camera. Have you guys noticed that? I never like directly looking. That's so weird for me. It's like I always look at myself on the camera, or I'm looking at chat, but I never like directly look at the camera. I still haven't gotten over that. Like I rarely look at the camera. Like I need to like mentally tell myself, look at them, look at the camera. It's so weird. I'm not used to that yet. It's been over a year. How am I not used to that? All right, let's do 119 or 118. Anka Sundara for the camera. It's a little bit. Shit, I don't want no eye contact. You don't want eye contact? You sure you don't want eye contact? No, that's weird. I'm gonna look away. One sec. I think my missus messaged me. All right. Chapter 118 is called Mirror Image. Perhaps joking around with Kai was a bit cruel, but Sunny was really annoyed by how ridiculously good looking the other sleeper was. Plus, he had not talked to another human in such a long time that his already lacking communication skills had become truly rusty. Since they were going to visit the castle soon, Sunny had to prepare himself for the inevitable moment when he would be forced to talk to strangers. Stretching his flaw to its limits, it was a good practice. He wouldn't want for something like that to accidentally happen again. The unpleasant memory soured Sunny's mood. Meanwhile, Kai was staring at him with a very strange expression on his face. Sunny cleared his throat. That was a part of the joke, but why? The handsome young man continued to stare, his face full of doubt. Did I go too hard on this poor guy? He must have been scared out of his wits already. He's probably in another panic now. Why wouldn't it be a bit apprehensive about meeting a madman? Yeah, maybe it wasn't as fun as I thought. Kai cautiously shook his head. It's not that. I just feel like I have to inform you about something. Sunny raised an eyebrow. Yeah, about what? Kai hesitated, then said in a very calming tone, it's about my flaw. I can actually tell when someone is lying to me. So when you said that there's a rock that tells you what to do, I knew that it was oh, this is so trippy. Mirror image. He always has to tell the truth, and he's the lie detector. So when you said that there's a rock that tells you what to do, I knew that it was true right away. Whoa. Sunny glared at the beautiful young man with an incredulous expression. Intentionally, he didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Flaw? How is that a flaw? That damn superpower, you despicable bastard. Why was that Kai so lucky? He had the charming voice, the tall stature, the perfect face. Even his flaw was a damn blessing. Coincidentally, it was also a perfect counter to better half of Sunny's tricks. If Kai had not informed him about the strange flaw of his, Sunny would have gotten himself into a really big trouble pretty soon. Luckily, the beautiful young man happened to be a very honest guy. What an angel. While Sunny was seething in outrage, Kai said in a gentle tone, so Sunny, what exactly does that rock ask you to do? Do you maybe want to tell me? Sunny said, I have to be really, really careful and watch what I say around this guy. Fuck yeah, he does. That is crazy. This is insane. What the fuck? Even though he has to be truthful, so when he's doing these half-truths, does he pick up on that? Well, you're not fun at all. The talking rock is actually memory capable of repeating words. I use it as an alarm occasionally, so it mainly tells me to wake up. Okay, you see how it cleared up. As for that stuff, I told you about my shadow being opinionated. That's also true, but you already know, I suppose. My shadow has a bit of personality due to its function within my aspect. Kai thought about it, then smiled. Oh, I see. So it really was a joke. Very crafty. Sorry to ruin it with my flaw. Oh, wow. So even if he says a half truth that's also a half lie, he can like, oh, like, so it'll be like, okay, he's telling the truth that the rock tells him what to do, but then he can interpret that like, oh, if he tells me to kill me, would he kill me? But then once he clears it up, oh wow, this is gonna be a very weird dynamic. Oh, I see. So it was really a joke. Very crafty. Sorry to ruin it with my flaw. Sunny Scrown, don't you patronize me. He then stopped, thought about something, and said angrily, wait, if you can tell when someone is lying, then why did I have to spend half an hour convincing you to get out of the well? Yeah, what the fuck? Then why did I have to spend half an hour convincing you to get me out of that well? Klein blinked a couple of times, looking innocent and hurt. Well, how do I know if my flaw works on nightmare creatures? That is true. I've never had a conversation with one before. A person can never be too careful when making deals with ancient horrors, you know. Sunny covered his face with a hand. Yeah, I know. Kai looked at him with concern. Ah, Sunny, are you alright? This is those cursed strings of fate string with me again. What are the odds of meeting a person whose flaw is almost the exact opposite of mine? And why is he so goddamn stunning? Is that supposed to be the opposite of how I look? Mirror image, look at that. I am. Anyways, let's get down to business. Kai said, of course, your promise is a promise. I will help you do whatever it is that you want me to do in the castle. Shall we go together? Sunny shook his head. Not yet. I'll have to stop by a place first. Do you know that big ruined cathedral to the south of here? The other sleeper thought for a bit, then nodded. I think I do. I fly over that part of the city often. It's hard to miss. Are you taking me there? Good question. On one hand, Sunny didn't want anyone to know where he lived. On the other hand, he didn't trust Kai enough to simply let him. Oh, wow. I already let my guard down. Like, let's take him home. Yeah, no, we can't do that. On the other hand, he didn't trust Kai enough to simply let him return to the castle and wait there. But moving through the city was a source of light, was not something he was prepared to do either. Was there a compromise? I can't take you anywhere with that lantern of yours. I survived by hiding in the darkness, remember, so you can go on and fly to the cathedral on your own. Wait for me on the roof. Kai looked south, remembered the location of the ruined temple, and nodded. All right. Sunny raised a hand, stopping the young man from flying away. Wait, whatever happens, don't go inside the cathedral, okay? I'm not joking. There's a fallen devil residing inside. If you do, he'll butcher you just like he had butchered the bunch of idiots who had kidnapped you. Kai stared at him with shock. What? They are dead? Sunny shrugged. How do you think I found you in that well? One of the dead thugs had a map on his body. I thought it would be treasure hidden in the marked location, but that beautiful sleeper smiled. But it was something much better. Oh, thank you for your compliment. He said he was something much better than treasure. Is that what I just read? But it was something much better. Question mark. Oh, thank you for the compliment. I'll be careful not to enter the cathedral, rest assured. Sunny stared at the smiling Kai for some time, then struck an expression. Sure, off you go then. And remember, if you break our agreement, I will find and kill me. Yeah, don't worry, Sunny. I never break a promise. With these words, Kai raised his head and looked up. A soft gust of wind touched Sunny's skin, and in the next moment, the charming sleeper suddenly soared above the ground, quickly disappearing into the sky. Soon, only a tiny dot of his paper lantern could be seen, moving south through the black skies like a lonely star. This is such a crazy ass ability. He can see when someone's lying, and he can fly. That's insane. And he can fucking apparently risk Sunny. Suddenly, Sunny trembled. A cold feeling of dread grasped his heart like an iron grip. Following the dot of light with his eyes, he whispered, there was a lonely star burning in the black skies. Lonely star, falling star. I remember the Volume 1 prophecy or the Volume 1 dream. There was a lonely star burning in the black skies, and under its light, the castle was suddenly consumed by fire, with rivers of blood flowing down its halls. He stood for a while in the darkness, motionless. If Sunny didn't know better, he would have thought this part of Cassie's prophecy talked about Kai. But he did know better. He had known the truth of the prophecy for some time now. Lowering his head, Sunny licked his lips and asked his voiceless shout in a raspy voice, Is it already starting? What the fuck is starting? Like always, the shadow did not answer. What a stupid question. Of course not. It had started a long time ago. Right at that moment when the three of them had entered the ruined city. What is starting? The opposite here is the height. Yeah, he's taller and he's short. Huh. Okay. So, I remember we jumped forward in time, and I assume eventually in this arc we're gonna jump back in time to when we entered the Forgotten City, because I remember people said it's kind of confusing. Yeah, it's falling star, somebody had a crossbow, 7 heads, 7 keys, or 7 headless. Fuck. Shit, I'm dropping things. I forgot what it was word for word, but I remember the gist of it. You guys can remind me. You don't have to remind me. If you guys want to remind chat. But I remember. Hold up. I dropped my little Stranger Things figure. I've had this figure for years, man. I've had this figure from Stranger Things for like 8 years at this point. I forgot I even had it. It's like right there tucked in the corner. All right. Let's do 119. Let's go. Am I on 118? No, I'm on 119. 119. I'm doing my timestamp. 107. 14. 5 or so chat before flashbacks. Okay, so we're gonna get the flashback soon. Hell yeah, I'm done. I don't know how long. Don't tell me how long the flashbacks are going to be. But I know there's flashbacks. At least the way I interpreted how people were talking about it, like, oh yeah, like People are saying like it's apparently it's not in chronological order. And I remember people saying, well, should he read it out of order? I said, no, we don't have to read it out of order. I think we'll be able to pick up on it. But let's keep reading. Chapter 119. My voice. There are 60 of you guys. Wow. Chapter 119 is called A Fistful of Soul Shards. Okay. It took Sunny some time to find his way back to the cathedral. With the approach of the dawn, the nightmare creatures that hunted the night grew restless. He had to be especially careful as he lurked through the narrow streets, keeping the darkest patches of shadow. Even though there was no moon or stars in the lightness night of the Forgotten Shores, many of the monsters here had their own ways of perceiving shapes moving through the darkness. Their ability to see in the dark was somewhat offset by Sunny's attributes, which allowed him to become indistinguishable from any shadow that he dove in. However, he still had to be cautious. In this cursed place, nothing was even certain except for danger, death, and terror. Some time later, he climbed the familiar pillars of the cathedral and appeared on its vast roof. Walking on the wide ridge separated into two slanting expansions of the ancient tiles, he approached Kai, who was standing nervously some distance away. The beautiful young man was grasping a long bow made of horn in his hands, staring into the darkness with a tense expression on his pale face. Sunny stopped a few steps away from him and looked at the bow for a long time. There's not much time left. To avoid getting an arrow between his eyes, Sunny decided to announce his arrival with a gentle greeting. Hey, Kai, I'm here. The archer turned around with a startled expression and raised his hand, as though trying to summon his lantern. However, he thought better of it, afraid to attract unwanted attention. Instead, Kai gulped and whispered, "Lower your voice. What if the fallen devil hears us?" Sunny blinked. All right, he's a very careful person, which was a great personality trait to have. As far as he was concerned, the more paranoid the better. Smiling irritably, he said, "Relax, he won't." Kai stared at him with doubt and then asked, "Are you sure?" Sunny gave him a nod. Yes. He was prepared to explain the reason behind his confidence, but surprisingly, Kai immediately believed him and calmed down. Well, of course, that's his aspect. Right, he knows when people are lying to him, which means that he also knows when they're telling the truth. And since I can only tell the truth, he can pretty much believe everything I say without the need to ask unnecessary questions. Come to think of it, the flaw of his was actually very convenient. I'm sorry, it's not an aspect, it's a flaw. Wait, hold up. It can also be a bad flaw, like, because, like, if he knows, like, hey, Kai, I love you. But if he knows that he doesn't love him, then he's like, fuck, man, that hurts. That breaks my heart, right? Damn, that's actually, it's a double-edged sword. Come to think of it, the flaw of his was actually very convenient. Yeah, he called him a cutie. Meanwhile, Kai cautiously looked around and asked, "So, what are we going to do here?" Sunny gestured to the group of shattered tiles not too far away from them and answered in a calm tone, "I'm going to climb into the hole and retrieve something from the temple. You just have to wait here until I return." Kai's eyes widened. "Are you crazy? What about the devil? What about that bastard?" Sunny couldn't help but fantasize about slaughtering that damn creature for a few times. The day will come. Returning to the present situation, he said, "What about him? I told you, I'm good at hiding. As long as I know who I'm dealing with, they won't be able to notice me unless I want them to." He had learned the first part of the sentence the hard way. Actually, it was that bastard who taught him that even consuming the shadows had its limits. That's how Sunny ended up with his insides on the outside in the possession of that vital piece of information. Some lessons you only needed to receive once to remember them forever. Kai was looking at him with strange expression again. Sunny frowned. "What?" The beautiful young man shook his head. No, it's just that it's an awesome ability. I wish I had an ability like that, to be honest." Sunny glared at him and uttered through the gritted teeth, "Says the guy who can fly. Why would you want to hide your perfectly symmetrical face anyways? Tired of being ogled by love-sticking supermodels?" Kai sighed. "Something like that. How did you know?" Sunny opened his mouth, then closed it again. "Anyways, wait for me here. I won't be long." Throwing a glance at the charming sleeper, he shook his head and walked out over to the hidden hole behind several broken tiles. Soon he was back in the secret lair, looking around with a bit of apprehension. Sunny sighed and removed the rucksack fashion from the skin of a monster from his back. Then he unloaded the stripes to carapace entrance meats of the silver plate and walked over to the iron chest. To be honest, he really didn't want to go anywhere near the castle. The idea alone made him long to stay in the dark, quite familiar room forever, but he couldn't if he wanted to make the Shadow Saint stronger. He had to return to the human settlement and risk facing his fears. What the fuck are his fears? Whatever. I'll just go in and out. Kai will be the one doing all the work anyways. With a heavy sigh, he raised the lid of the chest and began loading his rucksack with the soul shards. Dozens of beautiful crystals were soon glittering inside. Sunny only took half of them, but the amount was already enough to drive many people to murder. He couldn't really blame them. On the Forgotten Shores, shards represented money and money represented life. Without it, you could buy yourself a place with the safest of the castle to procure food without having to risk death in the cursed maze of the city. Anyway, anyone would be willing to commit murder in order to survive. Keep telling yourself this. With an angry grimace, Sunny shook the rucksack tightly. Make sure not to light seep through its seams and turn around. Glancing at his peaceful, hidden lair one last time, he shut his eyes for a moment and then walked away without looking back. It was time to return to the castle, and all the terrible memories had left there before running away. What are these terrible memories, dude? All right, next chapter, brothers and sisters. 120. We're going to the castle. All right. Give me 2 minutes. Let me go check on my coffee. Let me go see if the water's hot or not. I'm pretty sure it's cold. So I'll turn it on for a chapter and then I'll go check on it. Give me a sec. And also, the reason why I've also haven't been able to stream. You guys, I feel like you guys have known my schedule. Back then, it was gym 9 to 5 or 9 to 5, then gym, then my free time. And then it's like my free time is streaming. But right now, it's just been 9 to 5, IRL. And then my free time was like, shit, well, I need to work out. And then my free time has been working out. So that's also, I've been able to stream for like the last week and a half. I'll be right back. Oh my God, I am sore. Oh man. Dude, I need to show you guys a picture in the least creepiest way how buff I was at the beginning of the year and how far I've fallen, man. Oh, it's so bad. I'll be right back. Let me go check my kettle. Thank you for explaining the prophecy. Hold up. No, Derek, how long we stream? We can probably knock out a few more chapters. Wait, hold up. We're on 120. I have a minute, 12 seconds, 18 seconds recorded. But then the timestamp is 11:11. Huh. That's weird. Well, I'll just do this. Let me just put a timestamp. Hold up. Don't worry. I turned on the kettle, so once it's ready, I'll go back out. But let me timestamp this before we read what you said, Alma. Thank you. 1 hour, 12 minutes. It's kind of hard doing this holding Ellie. And 18 seconds. Okay. Prophecy. Refresher. I spelled prophecy wrong. Oh no, I didn't spell it wrong. Yeah, we'll keep going until the flashbacks. Yeah. We'll go to the flashbacks just because I know it's New Year's and I want to hold you guys hostage. Hold up. Okay. Okay, so before we read 128, let's quickly read a refresher. Thank you to our lovely Amma for reminding us on the flashback. Okay, so Amma said there was a lonely star. So this is what Cassie told them, right? There was a lonely star burning in the black skies, and under its light, the castle was suddenly consumed by fire, with rivers of blood flowing down its halls. I saw a corpse in a golden armor. Oh. Sitting on a throne, a woman with a bronze spear drowning in a tide of monsters, an archer trying to pierce the falling sky with his arrows. Wait a second. So we're piercing the falling sky. Trying to pierce the falling sky with an arrow. In the end, I saw a colossal, terrifying crimson spire. At its base, let me move my arrow. At its base, 7 severed heads were guarding 7 locks, and on top, a dying angel was being consumed by hungry shadows. When I saw the angel bleed, I suddenly felt as though something was so precious that it can't be described with words was taken from me. Then I felt so much sorrow, pain, and rage that what little remains of my sanity seemed to disappear. That was when I woke up, I think. Damn. Thank you. Oh shit. Okay. And Sunny was like, shit, is Kai the falling star because he can fly? But then he alluded to the fact, like, no, it's already started. It's not, he isn't the start, right? He said it's already started. Look, Ellie's so lazy right now. She's just fucking knocked out. Okay. All right, well, let's keep reading until we get to the flashbacks. 1 sec. Dude, man, I'll be honest, guys. I've been playing Arc Raiders. Fuck, that shit's insane. It's like, I think the game taught me to not be naive. My first week playing that game, I was so fucking naive. It's like, all these fucking rats, like, yeah, I'll help you guys out. And they fucking kill me at the end and take all my shit. I'm like, fuck. I cut up the start of the process because it wasn't relevant to the actual situation. Okay, thank you, Alma. And it's like, I felt so scummy. My internet went out the other day, and I was lagging, and I saw one person get taken down, and I was like, this guy probably has good loot. And I killed him. I took a shit as we were extracting, and I heard him scream, no, you piece of shit. And I was like, I felt so bad. But then I got gooped, bro. I got so many good fucking guns. I got all this shit I needed for my quest, and I'm like, damn, man, this game really changes you. But it's like, and then last night, me and like 5 other people were helping this random dude escort out of Saranza. I know, I fucking became what I hated, dude. I woke up today and I was like, that was so bad. I was like, that's not me, dude. I can't do that. And then I also felt weird because I started PvPing last night, right? And Stella Montes, and it's 3 players on your squad. I squatted up. I'm not saying women can't play video games, but I squatted up with 2 females, and they were like, they sounded like old, not old, but like they were older. They're probably like in their 20s. Like they sounded like me. Like I'm like, yo, man. Like, and they were good, bro. I was like, yo, man, these women are good at gaming, and we're like strategizing, go here, flank this way. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And then in the background, I just hear them watching Burnt Peanut, and I'm like, wow, gaming has come such a long way. Because I grew up, like on Xbox lobbies, on fucking Call of Duty lobbies, and like people were not nice to females back in the day. It was like the fucking Wild West back in the day. I'm like, yo, I was like, this is sick as fuck. It's a trap, bro. There are no females. It's a trap. Don't fall for the trap. No, I found it pretty cool. Damn, bro. But yeah, I did become what I hate, man. And like, here's the thing. It's like, I killed him as he was extracting because he was down. Yo, I'm doing good, man. I hope you're having a good time. I see you first time chatter on Twitch. I felt bad. I was like, fuck. I had like this guilt like seep into me. I'm like, I can't do this. And then when I get a quest where you have to like damage players, I'm like, I only damage them when we're extracting because if they won't die. Or I'll be like, hey guys, is it cool if I shoot you? I'm like, hey guys, is it cool if I shoot you like 5 bullets and then I heal you? And be like, what? It's like, yeah, I need to do it for my mission. I'm not gonna kill you. I just want to damage you a little bit, and then I'm gonna heal you back up. And they'll be like, okay. And it's so weird, dude. It's such a weird ass social experience playing this game. I'm a lady. I like gaming, but I suck at it. Nah, we are. Even though we're bad at some things, we're probably good at other things. So let me take out my phone. So I know when my coffee's ready. Just put this up here. So I might pause mid-recording to go get my coffee. Oh, my rings are up here. Oh, I couldn't find my rings for a while. I found them. Here, wait, hold up. Sorry. Quick stop before we read. Let me sort out my ring situation. I've been able to find my rings, and I have them right here under my 3DS. My Japan nail clippers. These are literally the best nail clippers I've ever used in my entire life. Hold up. Let me move my rings out the way. Because I'm going to need them later. Have you guys ever had a Tamagotchis? My Kingdom Hearts one. My Tamagotchi is dead, man. My Tamagotchi's been dead for a long time. Hold up. Make sure to just get my rings out. These are my rubber ones. You guys also want to see my 3DS? Look at that. That's my 3DS. This bad boy has been with me for years, man. It's his flaw. Go easy on it. Yeah, go easy on me. It's my flaw. It's my flaw. Bro speaking Japanese. Did I wake you up? I'm sorry. I made her flinch. He's speaking Japanese. That was fucking funny, dude. How did we get from reading SSS to no clippers? Bro, because I bought these bad boys in Japan. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Ah, dude, I bought these at fucking dun 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 ding dun. Oh my god. It's insane, dude. Look at that. Look at that. These are some of the craziest nail clippers. Bros from Japan. Dude, flaw description. You are easily distracted. It is. It's bad. All right, let's keep reading. Sorry, my flaw is yapping too much. Let's get back to reading. Chapter 120, after reading the prophecy. Streamer pathway powers go burr. They do go burr sometimes. But we are going to do a quick pause mid-chapter because I'm getting my coffee ready. Chapter 120 is called Approaching the Castle. Wash in the ghostly light. The nascent dawn. Oh, wait. I need to put my mic closer so you guys can hear me better. Wash in the ghostly light, the nascent dawn, Sunny and Kai were walking through the ruins of the cursed city. The night was slowly crawling away. Its retreat made one of them feel safer, while the other one grew uneasy without the familiar veil of the darkness hiding from the world. I have almost forgotten how mournful this place looks when the sun is up. Somewhere in the distance, the waves of the dark seas were halted the eternal assault on the stone walls of the ancient city. These walls had withstood thousands of years of wear and abuse without allowing even a single drop of the black water to seep through. Sunny suspected that they would stand unbroken for 1,000 years more. Suddenly uncomfortable, he turned his head west and found the distant silhouette of the Crimson Spire. The menacing structure was looming over the forgotten shore like an evil omen, spelling doom to anyone who would dare approach it. Maybe not. Sunny had chosen a complicated and meandering route to reach the castle. Kai, who was less familiar with the cursed city, simply followed behind. The charming young man was alert and collected, his bow ready to send arrows flying at any moment. They had to circle around many areas with especially terrifying creatures were known to dwell and hunt. Making slow progress, still, it was better to be safe than sorry. At some point, Sunny raised his hand, gestured for his companion to stop. He peered into the distance with a deep frown on his face. Kai glanced at him and whispered, "What is it?" Sunny brought a finger to his lips before answering, "Shh, listen." Soon they heard an eerie sound that resembled stifled, heart-wrenched weeping. It was though there was a crying woman in the fog ahead of them. Slowly drawing closer to her, trembling sobs made both sleepers shiver. Kai looked at him and asked without much confidence, "What are the chances that it's actually a human girl?" Sunny gave him a crooked smile, low. Without needing to discuss it, they hid behind a large pile of rubble and waited, pressing himself against the cold stones. Sunny sent his sharks to climb the building and observe the surrounding streets. Kai saw the shadow of Kai saw the shuttle off with a bewildering look, blinking a couple of times, but he didn't say anything. A minute or two later, Sunny glanced at him and asked, "Where are your arrows?" The charming young man hesitated and said, "I usually..." Oh, he's the one with the arrow. Oh, so he's not the star. He's the guy with the arrow. Okay. "I usually carry a quiver with a few dozen arrows that were specifically crafted for me by one of the best blacksmiths in the castle, but the gentlemen who put me in that well, may the rest in peace, weren't that kind enough to let me bring them." Sunny gave him an amused look. "So that bow of yours is actually..." It's actually useless. "So that bow of yours is actually useless." Klein lingered for a few moments before answering, "I also have arrow-type memories." We can barter for some memories. Okay. "I also have arrow-type memories. How many?" The elegant Archer lowered his gaze in embarrassment. Too. "Will that be enough?" Sunny was silent for a bit and then answered in a flat tone, "No, I don't think that will be enough." Out there in that fog, his shadow was looking at the creature that had been producing the heart-wrenching weeping. It was not a human girl. A massive four-legged beast was walking through the morning mist. Its flesh was raw and emaciated, hanging from the bones like a tattered coat. Sunny could clearly see the white arcs in his ribs through the holes in a rotten hide. The unnatural darkness hiding behind them and the powerful jaws of the particularly barbed dog-like skull that was full of terrifying teeth. One didn't have to be a genius to understand that the horrid creature was on the fallen masters of the ruined city. As he was looking, the beast opened its maw and produced another long human-like sob, then stopped and listened as though it was waiting for an answer. When nothing happened, and lowered its head and slowly continued on its way. Luckily, although their hiding spot was somewhat close, it was actually on its path. If nothing changed, the fallen would walk past without even noticing them. That was just had to wait. Sunny sighed, "We'll have to stay here for at least 10 minutes, at least get comfortable." Once again, Kai didn't ask anything, simply taking Sunny's words for it. It seemed as though his strange ability to sense lies made the charming sleeper less prone to having a lot of questions, which was a wonderful quality to have as far as Sunny was concerned. With nothing to do... With nothing to do but wake up, huh, Ellie? You woke up? Oh, I'm scrolling down too much. Hold up, Ellie. Hold up. Let me flip you this way. Would it be better if I point you away from the light? Reminds me of the bear from Annihilation. Are you talking about the movie Annihilation? That was a pretty good movie. I remember watching it. Flaw ADHD. Selling will save him from web novel. It will, man, huh? Hold up. Ellie. Wait, girl. Hold up. Hold up. Let me find my place. Ellie. Joe. Calm down. Calm down. Okay, I'll let her out. Hi, do you want to go out? Hi. Can you let me, like, find my place? Shh. Let me find my place. Okay. How many? He had 2 arrows. It was not a human girl. A massive 4-leg one. Okay, I found my place. Let me let her down. Here, go down, Ellie. I'm gonna give you a bath later today, okay? It's been like almost 2 weeks. Yeah, no, right now my streaming times have not been fixed. When I was reading Lord of the Mysteries, when I had a more scheduled stream, I figured like between 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time was when I streamed. But now it's kind of up in the air. Like, I was supposed to stream yesterday, but then I came back like 2 hours late, and now I was watching everybody chat like, well, he ain't coming. I'm like, shit, let me delay it. He generally posted a message on Discord before starting stream. Yeah, I know, and it's been a while since I've done that. Oh my god. I've been so, I don't know, man. It's like I've been falling out of the groove, man. Just IRL has been like, it's not been a bitch, but it's like, it's been a bitch at least when it comes to time consuming. Like, I was like I just want to like sit down and unwind, man. Like, I was thinking about like how it sucks to adult, man. I'm like, I hate it. I don't hate it. It's like, one shouldn't have to just do their 9 to 5. Like, realistically, because you're not just magically at your 9 to 5. You have to go to your 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 basically becomes an 8 to 6. And it's like, bro. So like you have an 8 to 6. You gotta sleep at least 6 to 8 hours. 6 hours if you're lucky. And I'm like, bro, that only leaves you with like 4 hours of free time. And I'm like, bro, like how am I supposed to like enjoy life? You know, I think about that so much now. Like, realistically, I have about 4 hours of free time every day, like to myself. And usually that 4 hours of free time has to be split between my dog and my girlfriend. And then it's like, now I'm working out and I have to work out 1 hour a day. That's why I also haven't been streaming. And I'm like, dude, man, life fucking sucks. It is miserable. And I'm not saying like, oh, I have it so hard. Like, I know people have harsher circumstances. I just mean like, it sucks because I don't get to just enjoy things I like. And I'm like, fuck, man, that sucks. And I want to read and stream more with you guys and hang out. But I'm like, fuck, man, it's like life is getting in the way and it's fucking pissing me off. Shit, dude, it sucks. I asked ChatGPT the other day to make me a graph. Like, okay, I'm doing this, and I'm available from this time. Make me a pie chart. Bro, I kid you not, like, it was bad when I looked at my pie chart. It makes you feel better. If it makes you feel better, we experience it too. Hell yeah, man. Wait, no, not hell yeah. Like, hell yeah, we're suffering together. I hate it. It's so bad, dude. That's why I like streaming, because I can just distract myself from all of it and just have a fun, chill time with you guys. That's why I like it. I'm still in high school, but I already don't want to be an adult. Like, it sucks. Oh, this is the last bit of stalling before we read. Like, I had a pretty cool dream. It wasn't a dream. I had a memory when I woke up. I remember like hanging out at one of my friend's house back in the day, and like we were just chilling in his backyard with their dog. And then like I remember like going into like his parents' room or whatever, and like we launched up like that old ass Windows 97 computer, like the fucking old fat gray computers, that the ones that are like on dial-up that takes so long to start. And we were just looking up these like weird found footage Where's Waldo videos, and I was like, man, life was good back in the day. Like, man, like before you knew how hard it can be, at least time management, I was like, life was good back then. Would Loki rather be stuck in Forgotten Shores? I would Loki be stuck here, bro. You would be cooked by Mr. Krabs. Oh man, let's get reading. I gotta start reminiscing. Let's fucking lock in. Let's fucking read, man. Oh, I didn't even finish the chapter. One didn't have to be genius to understand that the hoarded creature was one of the fallen masters of the ruined city, and he was looking at the beast, opened its maw, and produced another long human-like sob, then stepped and listened, as though waiting for an answer. When nothing happened, lowered its head and slowly continued on its way. Luckily, although this hunting spot was somewhat close, it was actually on its path. If nothing changed, the fallen would walk past without even noticing them. They just had to wait. Sunny sighed, we'll have to stay here for 10 minutes, at least get comfortable. Once again, Kai didn't ask anything, simply taking Sunny's word for it. It seemed as though his strange ability to sense lies made the charming sleeper less prone to having a lot of questions, which was a wonderful quality to have as far as Sunny was concerned. Yeah, the less questions, the better. With nothing to do but wait, they had a bit of time to rest and catch their breath. Sunny summoned the endless springs and took a few sips of the cold, sweet water. Noticing that Kai was staring at him, he hesitated to pass him the beautiful glass bottle. The charming young man drank greedily, as though someone dying from thirst. Come to think of it, feeling a little guilty, Sunny asked, when was the last time they gave you water? Kai detached himself from the bottle, wiped his lips and smiled in pure delight. 2 or 3 days ago, I think. Thank you kindly. He returned the bottle and looked at Sunny with curiosity. Hey, Sunny, can I ask you something? Sunny tensed up and gave the charming archer a dark look. You can. His eyes, however, hinted that he shouldn't. But Kai either didn't notice the menacing glare or wasn't bothered by it. You came to Forgotten Shores on this last solstice, right? Yeah. Sunny held his breath, guessing what the beautiful sleeper was going to ask him, how they had survived in the labyrinth, why they had abandoned the castle. Oh, we're going to find the truth? How he had survived in the ruins. Each of these questions could potentially lead to disaster. Klein leaned forward with excitement in his eyes. He hesitated for a second and then said, what's the top... What kind of question is that? What's the top music video in the charts out there right now? Sunny blinked. Oh, what? That was absolutely not what he expected to hear. Noticing what the charming young man was staring at him with anticipation, he shifted his answers with a bit of uncertainty. That's, I have no idea. Kind side clearly disappointed, but he suddenly smiled again. The smile was wide and dazzled. Can I ask you another question? Oh, so he's probably been here for more than a solstice. He's probably been here for more than a year. Oh, so he's probably been here longer than Sunny if he's already asking like, hey man, you came last solstice, right? Kai is a very trendy guy. Yeah, he's trying to keep up with the trends. Like, yo, like, is Bad Bunny still top of the leaderboards? Or is it, like, who was top of the leaderboards like 3 years ago? I don't know, man. See, I don't even know this shit, dude. Is it, I don't know. You guys hear more music than me. You guys hear rap. I don't hear rap, so I don't know this shit. I don't know. Let's just keep reading. I'm like Kai. Who is at the top right now? Like, I really don't know. 121. Graveyard of Hopes. Okay. 121. 16. You're telling me Drake and Kendrick have beef? What? You know what? You're right. I remember looking at the Super Bowl. No, I'm not stalling. I'm updating my chapter as I'm speaking. I only yap when I update my stuff. That's right. Never have ever yapped during a chapter. I got you. I would say Easy Geeky is more like Sunny. I'll take that as a compliment. All right. Chapter 121 is called Graveyard of Hopes. In the next 10 minutes, the foundations of Sunny worldview were shaken to its core. Kind had drowned him in a torrent of questions, all of which had nothing to do with anything even remotely important. What interested the charming sleeper was very strange things like the types of shoes were in fashion, which, dude, he's been here for a fucking long time. Kai gonna be some sort of K-pop demon hunter? What interested the charming sleeper was very strange, like things, what type of shoes were in fashion, which celebrity wore what some publisher's award ceremony, who of them had a scandal, and what was that scandal about, what was the latest dance craze, and so on. He was endlessly curious about that type of stupid crap and absolutely indifferent about all the Sunny Stark secrets. It was almost insulating. What's worse, oh man, PTSD, man. I'm remembering my like teenager dance trends or fashion. It was bad. It was ugly. He was endlessly curious about what type of stupid crap and absolutely indifferent about all of Sunny's dark secrets. It was almost insulting. What's worse, Sunny felt like a complete fool because he couldn't provide even a single answer. What did he know about fashion and high culture? Nothing. After a while, Kai's enthusiasm had waned. Looking at Sunny with a comical, disheartened face, he sat and gently asked one last question. Sunny, tell me honestly, were you a hikikomori in the real world? What the fuck is a hikikomori in the real world? As well. Sunny blinked. What is this fool talking about? A what? Klein cleared his throat and offered him an apologetic smile. You know, a recluse, a shut-in, someone who lives under a rock. Sunny stared at the gorgeous young man, feeling like the world completely stopped making any sense, ever since they had met. What are you talking about? Why would I live under a rock? You would freeze to death. I lived in a cargo container once, but it had 4 walls and a roof at least. Kind said once more in a time and turned away. I see. Well, sorry to bother you. It's just that I've been stuck in this place for about 2.5 years now, and life here is so monotone. His beautiful profile was radiating melancholy and sadness as though Kai was lamenting something serious as opposed to other rubbish. 2.5 years. The dimwit survived here for 2.5 years? Well, probably because he can just fly out of everything, right? Sutter was surprised to hear that. Kai seemed like a nice guy, but not exactly someone well suited for the ruthless nightmares of the Forgotten Shore. Perhaps he had understood of the charming sleeper. Perhaps there was another, much simpler reason. Sunny frowned. There was a group of people who tended to live here the longest. Suddenly suspicious, he asked in a cold tone, "Are you a pale Gun Logs? Are you part of Gun Log's gang?" Kai looked at him with surprise, then he courted, "Gods no, if there's one thing I absolutely despise, it's bullies like him. I would rather die than become one of Gun Log's minions. Plus, the man has no style. The armor of his is the most hideous thing I have ever seen." However, after saying that, he suddenly grew quiet and added after a few seconds of dejected voice, "But I do accept jobs from his lieutenants from time to time. There's a reason why he tolerates my existence, so I don't really have a voice." You are literally repeating whatever Sun is about to say. Wait, I don't get it. What do you mean, night shit? Wait, you gotta elaborate. I didn't get the joke, man. Sunny hesitated for a bit, but then decided that he believed that the other sleepers. He really didn't look like one of Gun Log's thugs. Besides, if he had been one of them, no sane person would have dared to kidnap and imprison him. Members of Gun Log's cohort were nearly untouchable, which meant that Kai was indeed much more capable than Sunny had given him credit for. Interesting. Noticing that the eerie sobs of the fallen beast had grown sufficient distant, he shifted his perspective to the shadow and made sure that his terrible creature was already far away. Standing up, Sunny dismissed the glass bottle and said, "We're safe for now, time to move." Once they were ready to leave, he summoned the shadow back and prepared to take the first step forward. However, then Sunny suddenly stopped and glanced at the charming young archer with hesitation. "Hey Kai, can I ask you a question as well?" The older sleeper smiled honestly and eagerly, written all over his face. Of course, Sunny wasn't silent for a couple of seconds, then said in a strange voice, "The armor of yours, do you wear it because it's the best one you can get or because it looks good?" Kai looked down at him with confusion. Raising one exquisite eyebrow, he said, I don't understand the question. Is there a difference? Sunny closed his eyes, sighed, and turned away. Never mind, let's go. As the sun rose above the horizon, they went deeper into the city, slowly approaching its center. Okay, so we're finally going to the castle. The castle stood on a tall hill in the middle of the cursed city. It was grand and magnificent, with dozens of towers rising into the air, each supported by a number of elaborate arches and columns. Grotesque gargoyles were staring down at the ruins from under the eaves. The road leading to the castle was an impressive of the castle itself. It was narrow and heavily fortified, circling the hill in a way that allowed the defenders of the castle to endlessly rain arrows down on any possible attacker. At the end of the road, a grandiose staircase led to the gates of the castle. In front of it, there had once been a vast stone platform meant to serve as a gathering ground for the soldiers in the castle of the enemy. It was to somehow breach all this one last line of defense. Now that the platform had turned into a makeshift settlement with small, shabby buildings made out of stone, wood, and anything else that the inhabitants of the slum could get their hands on, standing chaotically here and there, forming messy groups with narrow alleys. This place did not look like the outskirts where Sunny had grown up, but it had the same unmistakable air of misery, fear, and desperation. After two of them approached the outer settlements, several sleepers greeted Kai with friendly smiles. Hey, Knight. Glad to see you, man. Where have you been lately? Kai smiled in embarrassment. Flying around. What about you, pal? While charming young man was exchanging pleasantries with his acquaintances, Sunny cautiously looked around. The place had impracticably changed since the last time he was here. The settlement itself seemed to be almost the same, with just a few buildings slightly changed shapes. The people, however, somehow seemed to be more energized and confident, as though the ever-persistent fear of death, starvation, was not something as pressing anymore. However, there was a strange sense of tension in the air. I guess she was busy in these 3 months too. Finally managing to end the conversation, Kai turned to him and smiled apologetically. Sorry about that. Sunny frowned. Why are they calling you Knight? The charming young man stared at him, then cleared his throat and said with a bit of strangeness in his voice, Oh, you really don't know? Well, it's a nickname of sorts. Nightingale, that's how I am known around these parts. What a stupid nickname. Sunny thought and decided to get things done as quickly as possible. He couldn't wait to leave this depressing place. All right, since we're here, time to make good on your promise. Kai gave him a nod. Sure, what do you need me to do? Sunny looked around, making sure that no one could hear him, and said, it's simple. Go into the castle and find out about who is selling memories and what is the price. Shit, I scrolled down too much. Shit. Let me find my place. Come back and report. Oh, found my place. Then come back and report to me. His companion blinked a couple of times, clearly surprised, and shrugged. No problem, but it's going to take a while. If you want the best information possible, of course. Sunny grimaced. Do as you see fit. I'll be waiting for you in the alley over there. Kai looked at him one last time, smiled, and walked away. Feeling nervous and tense, Sunny walked over to a secluded alley and rested his back against the wall. He tried to become as small and unnoticeable as possible. Being here was making his skin crawl. Why? Maybe his decision to come back was a mistake. After all, maybe he should simply turn around and walk away. However, he didn't. Deep down inside, he knew that he had to take this opportunity to gather as many memories as possible so that his shadow could become stronger as fast as possible. Now I'm like, what's the... Like, why? Right? Perhaps he would never get this opportunity again. Time slowly passed. As an hour went by, then another. Kai was certainly taking his sweet time gathering the information Sunny had asked him for. However, nothing bad happened yet. Sunny was almost starting to believe that he was nervous for nothing, but then, of course, things he dreaded the most became a reality. A calm, painfully familiar voice resounded from somewhere behind him. Hi, Sunny. Who is it? Well, I want to see who it is. He froze, feeling like a beast caught in the trap. Then he slowly turned around. A strange, complicated expression appeared on his face. Forcing out a smile, Sunny licked his suddenly dry lips and said, Oh, it's Nephis! Hey, Neph, long time no see. Oh, shit. Okay. Wait. Gun log. It's just... Oh, gun log. Wait, it's Nephis. Hold up. We got more important things to worry about. Nephis is back, guys. Who cares about Gunlag, Guli, Galak? Who? He's fucking fodder. He's gonna die in like a chapter. Sorry. I know it's gun log, but it's so hard for me to say gun log. Because the way it's spelled, it almost looks like it's Gunlang, or Gunlang. But, okay, sorry, I would Make sure I pronounce it right. I apologize, but Nephis is back. She's fucking back. Oh my god, why is he scared of her? Now I have so many more fucking important questions. Why is he scared of her, man? Next chapter, 122. You don't know what a sasinjin is or a hikimori is, and it doesn't keep up with the trends and such. I'm like Sunny. I don't keep up with the trends, man. Oh, flashback? Is this the flashback chapter? No. It's like Gunlong is an actual character. Gunlong. I'm trying to remember just from what it is. 130. 26. Wait, should I go get my coffee now? Is this the last chapter before the flashbacks? This chapter's called 4 months ago. All right, chapter 122 is called 4 months ago. Gun log. I would make sure to pronounce it right. I assume this is where the flashbacks start to when they got here the first time. Better get that coffee. All right, let's finish this chapter then. Let's see what happens. Neff has changed a lot since the last time Sunny had seen her. Outwardly, she looked almost the same, tall, firm, and strangely distant, as though existing slightly apart from the rest of the world. She was still wearing the Starlight Legion armor, which was accentuated with the graceful lines of her slender, lithe body. Only now there was also a white cloak draped over her shoulders, close in color to the pristine metal of the elegant plate armor. Changing Star's silver hair was much more longer now, almost reaching her shoulders. Without the short, tomboyish cut, she looked strangely mature and feminine, making Sunny's heart beat a little faster. Okay. Her calm gray eyes were as striking as ever. The true changes, however, hid much deeper. Perhaps only a person who knew her as well as Sunny did could not notice them. Perhaps it was precisely because he had come to know her so well that the veil detached of indifference shrouded her true self cracked, revealing the deeper feelings beneath. Nephis seemed to be much more alive now, much more persistent. Her eyes shined with resolve and determination, radiating an almost infectious feeling of temperate confidence. This was her power, the power of conviction. Sunny shivered under the gaze. Neph was the person he longed to see the most and at the same time hoped to never... Why does he not want to see her again? What the fuck happened 4 months ago, bro? She was a true reason why he had to leave the castle. What the fuck, man? Why? Stirred awake by this fated meeting, a torrent of memories rose to the surface of his mind. If only he had known at the time, well, it wouldn't have not changed anything really. 4 months ago. Fumbling Star about to reveal her true nature. Wait, hold up. Well, 4 months ago, now the flashbacks have started. So now we have to undo everything we read and go back to before. 4 months ago, on the night that they had ventured into the cursed sea of a boat made of demon bones, Sunny was shivering in the wind. After an eternity spent in the cold embrace of darkness, the endless night of their escape was finally drawing its last breaths. He shifted and turned to the east, where a ghostly line of pale lilac appeared over the horizon. Trembling, he licked his lips and said in a raspy voice, Cassie, it's morning. After he uttered these words, the last remnant string of strength had kept Sunny from going... I was about to say... had kept Sunny gooning... had kept Sunny going, disappeared, and he slumped to the stones, his chest rising heavily and then falling. A new dawn was ready to bathe the desolate hell of the forgotten shore in the warmth light. They had survived. The three sleepers were preaching on a giant stone they had protruded from the black waves. As if he held above the lightless abyss by the goddess, Sunny and Cassie were holding each other for warmth, while Nephis was lying in the center of the stone palm, still unconscious, visible through the gaps in his shattered armor. His ivory skin was pale and listless. We did it. To burp. They had escaped the clutches of the soul devourers, sailing through the cursed darkness and even living through a battle of the horrifying dwellers of the deaf. By some miracle, Sunny couldn't quite believe that they had actually managed to pull off the daring escape from the moment he had learned about the enthrallment hex put onto their minds by the ancient fiend. He felt that the chances of ever saving themselves from the gluttonous evil tree were more than slim, perhaps because it had taken away his most dangerous and tested weapon, his mind. And yet somewhere they had succeeded. Utterly exhausted, Sunny closed his eyes and listened to the dark sea as it and we set the tree on fire before we left, right? Utterly exhausted, Sunny closed his eyes and listened to the dark sea as it retreated to hide from them coming up. Without even noticing it, he slipped into the embrace of sleep. When he awoke, the sun was already high in the sky. Sunny expected to feel crippled now that the adrenaline had left his battered body. But to his surprise, he wasn't in even half as much pain that he had anticipated. Blood Weave was truly a miraculous attribute. I forgot that's a tribute. Blood Weave was truly a miraculous attribute to have someone as prone to disasters as he was. Even his broken finger wasn't hurting that much anymore. Sunny still had a groan while sitting up, though. Cassie was sleeping by his side, as draining by the evidence of the previous night as he was, perhaps even more so. Her delicate face seemed vulnerable and pale, twisted in an anxious frown. Sunny sighed. Nephis had yet to regain her senses, as sometime while he slept, the blind girl had used her cloak to cover Changing Star, helping preserve some warmth. Nephis lay still and motionless, her face drained in color. Only the quiet sound of the breathing told Sunny that she was still alive. He trembled, remembering his harrowing sight of the mangled flesh restoring itself. Crucible of purifying flame. Unleashing the flame and always took a heavy toll on Nephis, bringing her an unmanageable pain and suffering. Yeah, that was her flaw. Who knew what price she had to pay to pull herself away from the doors of oblivion? He had not even realized before, but she could use it to heal herself. Perhaps there was a reason why she had never done it so in the past. Only time could tell. It's time to assess the situation. Turning away from Changing Stars, Sunny looked around, trying to discern the current circumstances. His heart was heavy. If they had survived the attack of the tentacles, monsters, and the ensuing shipwreck only to find themselves standing in the middle of the cursed city with no way of continuing forward, that would be a truly macabre twist of fate. To the east of them, there was nothing but the empty expanse of the colossal crater. Same thing for the ... Sunny froze, noticing a dark line in the distance. That was the western edge of the crater. They had almost crossed it. Feeling a strange excitement and grasping his heart, Sunny quickly turned around and looked west. His eyes widened. For a few moments, his head was silent and empty. Then a single thought appeared in his mind. We were so close. He sat quietly for a long time, forgetting about everything else. A few hours later, Cassie finally woke up, feeling that he wasn't next to her anymore. She called a frightening voice, Sunny. He licked his lips. I'm here. Cassie sat up and stretched her hands out, finding his shoulders. Why do you sound so strange? Sunny blinked, then slowly turned his head to look at the blind girl. A tentative smile found its way onto its face. Cassie, we found it. We found the city you saw. In the end, Nephis had remained unconscious for 2 whole days. Sunny was really starting to worry about her, but then on the 3rd day, Changing Star had finally come back to her senses. At that time, she was sitting on top of the giant hand's index finger, staring west with a warm, excited feeling in his heart. They did it. They were finally going to go home. Sunny couldn't wait to return to the real world. He didn't even care about becoming an awakened at the corresponding leap in power and status that much anymore. All he cared about was his soft bed, mountains of delicious food, and limitless hot showers. Sunny lowered his head and glanced at Nephis, trying to determine if there was anything wrong with her. In the webtoons, one of the characters was bound to suffer from something like amnesia right before things were about to take a turn for the better. Yeah, it's a good trope. But Changing Stars seemed to be fine. She was still in the same Neph he had known. Tall, firm... Wait, we just changed back. Did we just come back to the castle? All he cared about... No, we didn't change back. All he cared about was his soft bed, mounds of delicious food, and limitless hot showers. Sunny lowered his head and glanced at Nephis, trying to determine if there was anything wrong with her. In the webtoons, one of the characters was bound to suffer from something like amnesia right before things were about to take a turn for the better. But Changing Star seemed to be fine. She was still in the same Neph he had always known, tall, firm, and strangely distant, as though there was an invisible barrier separating her from the rest of the world. When the gaze of her striking gray eyes fell on him, Sunny felt his heart beating a little faster. He smiled, thank gods. Nephis frowned, lowered her head, and then asked in a flat tone, why are you smiling? Realizing that he was grinning from ear to ear like a fool, Sunny blinked and tried to shrug with false indifference. Abort, divert her attention, look behind you. This is still the flashback, okay. The sight of what lay in the west was one of the reasons for his good mood, so it wasn't that much of a stretch. Nephis stared at him for a few moments and sighed and turned around. Behind her, a tall city... Okay, so yeah, this is still the flashback. I figured we see the ... and then it's like a change of POV. Kind of how like Lord of the Mysteries did it. Like even this chapter, there was a ... and this said 4 months before. Okay. Behind her, a tall city was built of grayish polished stone towering above the slopes of the colossal crater. That wall was a sign that all their suffering was not in vain, and that all their dreams were about to come true. It was hope. All right, so we end off on hope. All right, that's good. Wait, hold up. Let me see. So we're still in the flash. Okay, we'll stop there. We'll stop there. We'll stop there. I just realized stream crashed earlier, huh? All right. Let's just do overall thoughts. I think I'll probably stop here, and we should be able to continue tomorrow. I already have the stream scheduled. Because I realized I can't schedule streams on Restream with the free plan. I need to like pay the. I need to get premium to schedule streams. But it's like I can just have the schedule stream and then just start a new stream and then delay the schedule stream. So that's what I did. I just started a new stream. So the stream that was supposed to happen today, I just delayed it for tomorrow's time. So I think we'll just do that. Yeah, this is a good time to stop. Okay, this is a good time to stop then, because I feel like next time is just it's now we're with Nephis. All right, let's just do overall thoughts. I know my coffee's ready, so we'll wrap it up. And also, I'm gonna try and finish Mistborn today off stream. I'm so close, man. It's pretty good. It's getting good now. Now I'm like, okay, now it's getting good again. Because it was kind of hard for me to read the whole part with Vin. It was like, oh, I have to pretend to be Valette. And like, oh, I'm a woman. I have to put on my dress and look so beautiful and elegant. But it's like, I get it. I get why that's happening, because she came from nothing and now she has something. Like, I get it. But it was hard for me to relate to that, because like, I'm not a woman. So it's like I can't pick up on all these nuances. Good stream. I enjoy it. I hope it's for tomorrow for real. I hope. Look, here's the thing. I scheduled it for tomorrow morning at the same time as today. But look. Today is a New Year's party, so I'm gonna be up pretty late. So I may or may not delay it. Next chapters are a lot to take in, along with some info dumps. Okay, we're good. We read Lord of Mysteries. We're good. So we will wrap it up there. I might game in a little bit. We'll see. Or I might finish Mistborn. Thanks for streaming. No, thank you guys for hanging out, dude. There's like. Dude, almost 60 of you guys are on stream today. That's fucking insane, dude. That's fucking crazy. You know what I do need to look into? Oh my god, I'm not even recording. Hold up. We did overall thoughts. We're gonna do overall thoughts without even recording. Thank you guys for tuning in today. A lot's happening, and it looks like we're finally getting to the flashbacks. Because you guys have told me from day one, before I even started Volume 2, The Dark City, apparently things are out of order, because I do remember you guys were telling me like, hey, should he read it out of order or should he just read it by order of release? I feel like I have a strong stance of just watch things order of release. Yeah, there's some slight difference. Like for Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, you can watch Fate Zero and then you can watch Fate Stay Night, or you can watch Fate Stay Night and then watch Fate Zero. It doesn't matter. People that say, oh, you watch Fate Zero, it's going to spoil Fate Stay Night. No shit, this is all taking place before. But then people are like, if you watch Fate Stay Night first, you're going to spoil Fate Zero. I'm like, yeah, no shit. It's like, they're both in tandem. So it doesn't matter where you start. Yeah, so I feel like that's the only exception I can think off the top of my head. Just watch Fate Zero, even though it came out after Fate Stay Night, and then watch Fate Stay Night. But at least for this, right now I'm just reading it order release. We don't have to, we're not going to skip anything and then go back. No. We're not going to do that. So far, we're doing good. Volume 2 starts with a 4-month time skip. I enjoy it the normal way it builds questions. And that's what I was going to get to. Because I like how when I'm reading, I mean, I don't like how he had a fallout with Nephis. It gets me mad. But it does build questions. I want to know why. And we'll look at artwork. Like, I want to know why. And now that we cut back 4 months, now we get to see where this fallout came from. I assume it has something to do with Cassie's vision. Yeah, so I think order of release is fine. So let me open up Discord and see if there actually is artwork. Is there new artwork on this stream? Like, is there artwork now on the shadows? Hold up. Let me go on Shadow Slave. Is there? Liar. Oh, is this him? Is this him? This is Kai? Hold up. Let me switch to... Is it chat? No, not chat. This is him? Okay. Wait 1 sec. Let me full screen this bad boy. Just like this. So this is Kai. Okay. I can see why Kai. I can see why Sunny fell for this guy. Liar. I understood that. I understood this reference. Liar. Okay. He's pretty cool. Okay, so this is our new character. Okay. So Mr. Pretty Boy. Okay, so we now have a new companion. By the way, I'm not gonna lie. I like the new chat setup. I like this restream chat setup. I like this. This looks pretty cool. I like the little squared bubbles. So if I'm on PC, seeing how does it look? I kind of like that. I kind of like this. That's pretty cool. So this is our new companion. Thank you, Twilight Draws 04 for this amazing artwork. All right, so this is Kai. Oh shit, there's more. Oh, he looks really cool. Oh, this is sick. Wait, you guys are still typing. Let me switch over here. Okay, so we have a new companion. Can you guys see? Look, my camera doesn't fit, and my fucking monitor gets like cropped in a little bit. It's so funny. Let's go back to this scene. Okay. All right, so this is our new companion. I like it. So if we have Kai, we have Cassie, we have Nephis, we have Sunny. So this is the 4 trio. So right now, this is my ships. Fuck, I don't know what's my ship. What do I ship Sunny with Nephis, or do I ship Sunny with Cassie? You know what? It's 2025. We can be they can be in an open relationship, or what's it called, where you have multiple. He can. It's not a harem. Hold up, not a harem. He can date both of them in a platonic way, right? You know what? No, they can just be friends. No, you don't just have to ship everything. No, it's okay. What is this? Power scaling chart for the names and see where the monsters are scaling to Sunny. Oh my god, this makes so much more sense. Thank you so much. Nightshade, God bless you. Okay. So we have beasts, monsters, demons, devils, tyrants, terror, titan. Okay, ranks. Oh, wait. What does this mean? So you can have a beast, and the beast can be a dormant, awakened, fallen, corrupted, great, cursed, holy. So this is a class. Class is just a class, but the classes can have different ranks. Okay, I get it now. So a beast can be... Oh, I remember it. We had dormant beasts and awakened beasts. I remember reading that in volume 1. Okay. And then the tree was a demon or a devil? No, the iron carapace was a demon. No. The carapace we fought in the maze, they were demons, but they were awakened demons. And then the tree was a devil, and the egg was a tyrant. I forget what the ranks are. I think I said it right? I think I was correct. Tree, we don't know. So this is an upscaling chart. You mean an ordinary arc? Sunny with extraordinary rock. It's exceptionally. So I was correct. Okay. All right. Hell yeah. Egg was a great devil. Oh, it was a great devil. Okay. So devil. So the tree was a devil. Sunny, you spoiler? What was the spoiler? No, it's okay. It was a spoiler. No, it's okay. So at least now I know. So for example, the tree was a devil. Sunny is a dormant beast. Sunny, like, dormant beast. So he's that low? Sunny is that low? I want to see fucking Sunny at, like, Titan Unholy, bro. I want to see this. Power levels of nightmare creatures and Shadow Slave by... Oh, thank you. I have bad tunnel vision. So this is by a Juestar Corp. You see, so right now, Sunny... I'm pointing like if you guys can see me fucking pointing. So Sunny is here. I want to see Sunny get here. He has 1 soul core and he's a sleeper. So yes, all sleepers are dormant beasts. What the fuck? This chart is not mine. Okay, no. So the chart is by Juestar Corp. So hopefully we have permission to look at this. Okay. I think this is good. All humans are beasts. The tree rank is not mentioned yet. Okay. You know, hey, I know when the tree is gonna get mentioned, because I know it ended with the tree being burned. and it's probably gonna take a while for that tree to be completely burned. You know, it's like I've dabbled in lore. Trees can burn for thousands of years, so I can already see like that tree burning for like an entire volume, and then like maybe at some point in volume 3 when like shit hits the fan, or like at the end of this arc, and like Sunny is getting weakened. Bah, you have slain the great tree or whatever it's called, and then that's where it reveals his rank. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. I feel like at some point his luck is gonna be so extraordinary that the tree gets fully burnt and killed. Man, the tree didn't burn. Well, he set it on fire, right? And I remember we saw the tree burning from a distance, but the tree was never killed. Oh, the fire was pulled out. Oh, I'm lying out of my ass. I'm talking about fanfic bullshit here then. I thought the tree was still burning off in the distance. Okay, never mind. Because I was like, wouldn't it be very convenient or lucky for like Sunny to be like almost dead at the end of this arc, and then bah, the tree gets fully burned and it says, and then like you can see the curse be like, or the spell be like, you have slain the tree, and like you receive like a 1,000 soul shards or some shit, and then he like instantly levels up a next echo or some shit. It's a normal fire, so it won't burn it, or it might take a really long time. You guys might be trying to throw me off the scent. Faded will give you many moments, don't worry. All right, yeah, we will get many moments, so we'll see what happens. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. You guys have an amazing day. Enjoy your last day of 2025. Ended on a high note. And let's start 2026 on an amazing note. Because, man, 2026 is going to slap. Bro, it's like, we're already getting physical books for Lord of the Mysteries. Hold up. Like, we're already getting physical books for Lord of the Mysteries, right? And we're going to be getting physical books on Shadow Slave. We're going to be getting a fucking webtoon of Shadow Slave. Bro, it's going to be sick, man. It's like... It's fun. And you know what's the one thing I am happy about reading all this stuff with you guys on stream? I'm finally starting to read. It's crazy. Like, look at this shit. Like, if it wasn't for reading web novels with you guys, I don't think I would have read a book this year. Like, my only exception to reading books has really been Lord of the Rings, because like I grew up watching Lord of the Rings, so I have a soft spot for Lord of the Rings. Like, or like if I'm reading like manga or light novels because they're a lot shorter. I don't usually read big books, but because I'm reading with you guys, I have like started like actually reading. Like before bed, sure, I'll play on my Legion Go S for a little bit, but like I'll actually like sit down and read a chapter. Like, bro, I'm on chapter 30. Like, bro, and I know it's taking me a long time to read, but I've been reading like a chapter before bed, and like, dude, I'm making progress. So like, dude, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for like making me a reader again. Like, I'm having so much fun reading again. And it's like, yes, like, I'm not saying it's bad spending your free time playing video games. I know, wow, this is a really long outro. I'm sorry, I'm holding you guys hostage on New Year's. It's like, I know there's a bad connotation, like, oh, your free time is playing video games, go do something productive. It's like, no, man, it's like you indulge in your hobbies. Just like Sunny said, his hobbies is spelunking and exploring ruins. Now I feel like my hobby has been slowly reading books. So happy New Year to all of you guys. Really bad out of order outro, just like Sunny's perspective in this volume. It's out of order. Have an amazing day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a new year and a new stream. Later, guys. That was a really bad outro, but it's okay. It's okay. We're still learning. I should look at the camera. I need to practice. My goal for 2026, my YouTuber goal, look at the camera more. So I'm looking at you guys. Thank you. Have an amazing day and spend time with your loved ones. All right. See you guys soon. All right. Later, guys. Now let me remember how to end stream on restreams. Somewhere over here. Where's the restream button? Oh, toggle all off. Got it. Later, guys.